Looks like we're peachy.
All right. Are we live yet?
Shit, I got the little red light on this side showing that we live.
It's showing it. How much of a
Yeah,
delay is there?
hell if I know. Last time I started paying attention to that shit and it threw me off and it fucked up the whole thing. So now I just
Yeah.
basically we started talking and I just seen that little red light showing live. And so maybe if somebody is hearing this, well, stop by the little chat thing. Oh, see,
Oh, well, there we go.
there we go. We are
There's
definitely live
Jess
then.
just
Yes.
dropping in, letting us know we're live. That's
Yeah.
great. I can
Uh,
see it on there.
I appreciate that. I was about to beg for somebody to just accidentally drop a something. Like, okay, we are. They can hear us. That's a
Yeah,
good thing.
we don't need a donation. We just need a pity watch. Someone let us know everything's
Yeah,
okay.
yeah,
You can leave after that if you need to. Just
yeah. Just need a little pity's all we need. But yeah, hey, what's up, all you horror movie loving fuckers?
yeah, let's do an official intro. There we go.
Yeah, hey, we're here to celebrate fucking 500 subscribers.
Yes, 500, and your subtotals at 533 because we tried to do this last week like we promised. Your internet
Yeah,
shit the bed,
yeah.
and the subs just keep piling up, which is a great thing. That's a good problem to have.
Hey, it is, and like I said, we tried it last week. Last week it went. My internet took a fucking massive. I don't know what the fuck it did, but it didn't let us do anything. But we're here to celebrate 500. Holy shit! I remember when me and you first started this little shit show, talking
Uh-huh.
about like let's celebrate when we get to 100 and or
Yeah,
200 and shit like that. And then it finally got to a point to where it's like shit, you're getting pretty close to like, let's just wait and we're gonna go to 500. That type
yeah.
thing.
Well, yeah. Every time we tried to set up one, because we tried to set up something with 100, something got went some way, and then I think we tried for like 250 or 300, and then I believe when that one took place was when I was in the throes of getting the house remodeled and stuff, and so then we just said let's do 500, and yeah, so and we would have done it, we would have done it too, but the internet had to do its thing. So yeah, man, celebrating 500, it's crazy, it's awesome that you're here. um yeah, it's crazy as a channel that there's this many people coming, and here's the 500 more, and hopefully here's the more live streams and things of that nature, uh to celebrate these kind of events.
Yeah, yeah, because we all know around here, family. I'm not everybody's cup of tea. I know this. There's
Yeah.
only a handful of people out there that that are fucked up like us, and apparently there's more than 500 of you, which is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I didn't think we would get to 500, but I remember when we first started talking about it. I brought up like my wife Jess had bought me a bottle of Frank Sinatra Select Jack
Yes, that's
Daniels.
right. You've had that since we were going to do, you had it before the 100
Yeah,
episode, because that's when we were kind of like, you were like, oh, I've been kind of waiting for a special occasion, and then we were like, oh, at 100 you should do it.
yeah. And so I've had this bottle the whole time. My wife got it for me. I was like, man, I didn't know. Me and her talked about maybe holding it to my retirement. Well, that didn't happen because retirement was whatever. I was more excited about getting this 500 thing here. So the bottle has been sitting behind me. If you're watching this, underneath that Patriots hat is the bottle. But to save us some time, what I did is already I pulled
There
the
it
baby
is.
out. I pulled baby out.
Bully.
Look at there. Jack Daniels Sinatra. And I don't
There
get
it
a dime.
is.
I don't get a dime from Jack Daniels. They don't pay me
No,
shit. I just get on
no.
here every week and tell you how much I love it and how much I like to
They
drink it.
honestly probably wish that you would stop talking about them. You're not a good spokesman for
Yeah,
drinking
yeah, yeah.
responsibly.
I think our boy Dylan, jumped into the
Oh,
to the
Sim,
shit.
hey, how's it going? Yeah, I see there's a
Yeah.
few people in the watch. Everybody feel free to say, hey, we're not popular enough to need super chats in
No,
order to say
no.
hey to you or anything like that. So feel free.
Yeah, we're just balls to the wall around here.
Yeah.
Whatever happens, happens, and we just go with it. So But yeah, stop by, ask questions, make comments, say whatever the fuck you want. We don't care. But back to this baby
Yes,
right here.
yes.
Like I said, got it from the wife, and it's just been sitting. I said, "Bam, we're gonna break this bad boy open at 500," and that's what we're doing right now. Is I finally get to partake in this, and I don't think I'm going to be proper with it. I don't think I'm going to be all fancy because we don't do fancy around here. Nothing about us is fucking fancy. But
No.
so we just going to do it way back down to the south. We just turn that bitch up and take us a good old swig.
There
So
you go.
here,
That's I believe they call that a swaller.
a swaller.
A
That's it.
swaller.
Gonna take me a big swaller. of this
Hard
right
R
here.
on that.
Yeah, I want to take me a big swaller. And if you out there drinking with us, or whatever, grab your shit too, and just go ahead.
Absolutely.
Cheers,
Everybody,
Saul.
here's to
Yeah.
500 more, and congrats to Jay
Yeah.
and the Fight Flick FMK fucked up family. Everybody, this is for all of us.
Yes, here we go.
Yeah, big time congrats. You earned the drink. There you go. And I had talked when how was that? Did it
That
taste
baby-
successful?
It did. They're just Frank Sinatra select, baby. Woo!
Congrats
good
on
stuff.
500, Jay.
Yeah, I can hear
He's
Frank
crooning for
singing
you
to
from
me.
he is.
Yeah,
They-
he's singing to me right now.
yeah.
Yeah, look at that damn country boy down there drinking my shit.
I guess they'll let anybody drink that shit now, huh?
Oh, yeah. Just get it anywhere now.
But no, man, that's awesome. And just a few like factoids for anyone here. The channel's been around since 2023, April of 2023. So it's like right at 2.5 years old. You've got, let's see here, most popular video as of right now is Cannibal Holocaust. That Titan, what is that thing sitting at? 40,449 views. That's your top vid right there. In fact, your Cannibal trilogy is the top 3.
Hey man, I'm telling you, we pull in the sick fuckers around here.
Cannibal fans out there, apparently.
Yeah, y'all want to eat that sweet meat? Okay. That's okay.
That's fine. That's fine.
We support everybody here.
Yeah, no, as long as you're consenting and
Yeah. As long as it's,
Yeah.
of age.
I mean,
legal.
I'll probably talk shit about you when you're not around, but
yeah,
I'm gonna
yeah.
do my best to be a true friend and not let it get back to you.
I'm gonna try to keep that shit behind your back.
Yeah, I'm fucking civil. I'm a human.
Damn right. But yeah. And I remember when we did those, we were just one day talking and we pulled up the YouTube thing and you were kind of looking over it. And it was like out of nowhere, you was like, dude, Jungle Holocaust at that time it hit like 15,000.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what? And it was only been like a few months. And I was like, what? I said, that movie? And
Well, because what was it? It was like where was it? It was like American Mary
yeah,
or something else had kind of been the top
American
one
Mary was my top one when it came out
for a while.
for a while.
And
then all
so
of a
she's
sudden-
currently sitting in 6th.
Yeah. Mary's
But,
still
yeah.
Mary. Mary's still Mary.
No, I still love that. It's just crazy because like that Cannibal trilogy just shot up out of nowhere. We'll have to figure out some other trilogy to actually do because I remember we actually did that.
We had talked about doing the Human Centipede.
That's right.
We could do a trilogy on that one. And
That's right. No,
we both own that Blu-ray.
I was gonna grab it, but it's on my shelf over there. My Blu-rays are divided. The shelf behind me, and then there's a shelf on the room. The H's are over there.
Yeah, mine's behind me somewhere. But yeah, I got that same
You
package.
got the same steel book one.
Yep.
Yes, that's the true blue way to see that. And that's a lovely added. We may have to do that. Maybe we'll have to get that strung together soon. But yeah, dude, congrats. And I guess we'll go. You want to go ahead and just get into?
Well, real quick, look what one thing I was thinking about today.
What's that?
What do you think if you could look back on the episodes we've done, just like the ones me and you have done together? Was there one that like kind of like stood out, like a little favorite one? Like, man, I had a hell of a good time with that one, or one that was just kind of like it ended up being more than what we thought it would based on the movie we chose to watch that week.
Let's see. I mean, obviously, the first thing that would come to mind would be the Cannibal trilogy. I did not expect that it would do like that.
Yeah.
Particularly because I remember when we first released the Cannibal trilogy, they didn't do particularly great numbers.
No, no.
They didn't. It didn't look like it was going to be
Yeah.
anything special. And what's crazy too is that each, because you had three different co-hosts. I did one, my wife Joe did one, and then who was the other one?
A friend of the show, Jamie. Jamie was her
Yes.
name. Yep.
Yes. So
You did the other one.
and then we did a final show where all four of us kind of chatted over it and talked about like what our personal like fuck Mary
Yeah.
Kill would be out of the three. That episode didn't rise with them.
No, it didn't.
And what's crazy is that two out of those three, your top two are very long. They're 2 hours long.
Yeah.
So that's crazy. I often think I'm kind of scrolling down the list and looking. I think about covering Thanatomorphos and us talking about
that was the one that was probably going to be up there for me too.
That was the one where we talked about the casual cock so much.
Cock. and
if anybody does,
the Legacy.
Yes, the Legacy, yes.
The Legacy.
The Legacy, yes. And if anyone doesn't know, I promise you, Thanatomorphos should be far up higher on your list just because talking about the Legacy and the casual cock was actually some of the funniest thing, like genuinely, that I've actually looked back and been like, we were funny when we said that. Like that was actually a really fun time.
It was, but like that movie, like right now, you can watch it on Tubi. It's still on Tubi. I just seen it the other day. And I was like, as soon as I seen it, I was like, damn, I enjoyed that damn show we did because it was so funny. When it was just kind of like the whole, even to this day, when I see a cock on a movie, I'm just like, oh, casual cock.
Yeah. Was it casual enough or not? Yeah, like everything's judged. How casual was that cock?
The last one I seen was, I think it was beyond casual. It was a hell of a cock. The last one. I did a movie. I talked about a movie called Tennessee Gothic. A while back, I did a show on it, and the gentleman that was in it. We got some full on, casual cock shots of this
hanging
dude.
Dong.
Dude was like, and I'm sitting there going like, that's not casual right there. That's not.
Like I've never seen a cock so aggressively relaxed.
Yeah, it was like one of them cocks where it looks like the Gonzo from the fucking Muppets, where his nose just like thing was just like it was like elephant trunk in this thing, and I'm just sitting there going like, it was one of those times when you wanted the director to just hurry up and cut the fucking shot. Like, I get it, guy. I got it.
Yeah.
Cut. Enough.
We understand. You did whatever. I don't know what you did before you were born that I did wrong. Did not get that. Yeah. But congratulations.
Obviously, at some point in life, I was thinking like, what did I miss that part of life? Where the good Lord just walked you down an aisle of clear open cases, display cases. And he was just like, look at this vast variety of cocks. Which one would you like strapped, planted between your legs? And like, I would have had the option to go down through there and be like, well, that's kind of a casual cock right there. I don't want casual. I won't, and so
I just don't understand why I kept going. No, these are too big.
Yeah,
do you have anything smaller?
Like, when I'm getting to the display cases, I'm just sitting there going, too casual. At some point, did my dumb ass go too big? Is that what I did? Like, but apparently, oh boy, like the last movie I did that had like some good casual cock was Tennessee Gothic, and it just like this old boy was not casual. Yeah. And I'm sitting there going like, damn, man, look at that. I'm not gay, but I was like, hey.
But you're going to look like,
hey, man, look at that dick.
That's honestly like, you're like, it's actually gayer if I don't look.
Yeah. It's
like that's one of those rare situations where you're like, if I don't look at his penis, I am, as a man, am not showing enough respect to that guy.
Yeah. It's like, I feel like if I looked at it, if I can't look at that and go, that's a hell of a cock. And
I don't know who you are, sir, but good. Yeah. But let me just say, nice cock. Like, congrats on the penis.
I congratulate. I'm not a hater. I could be like, hey, dude. And if the dude who played in Tennessee Gothic, I don't know his name. I don't have the shit in front of me. I own the movie. I own the Blu-ray. But if he stumbles across this shit,
to hear us talking about his penis for the past 3 minutes.
Yeah, 3 minutes of us just discussing his casual cock. That was not casual. We would just want to say, round of applause, buddy. That's a good cock you got, and we're okay with it. Yep, that's what you get, family. 10 minutes into this thing, and we're talking about Cox.
Oh, that's the one Jackie Kelly's in that movie.
Yep, Jackie Kelly.
Ah, okay.
I think Jeff Wedding wrote and directed it or wrote it. Jeff Wedding, I believe that's his name.
He's one of
Yeah.
the writers and is the director. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, and I own that Blu-ray. Watched that movie already, probably 3 or 4 times. Huge fan of it. Big fan. Have you seen it yet?
I have not. I'm guessing
Oh,
that
it's on Tubi. It's on Tubi.
I'm guessing you're talking about the younger fella, Caleb.
Yep, that's the one.
All
Caleb.
right, so that's what William Ryan Watson is the guy Jay's talking
Boom.
about.
William Ryan Watson.
I got to tell you, this guy,
Good cock, buddy.
He's got blonde hair,
Yeah.
blue eyes, looks Nordic.
He's a good looking guy, wasn't he?
I mean, he's got the Nordic thing going for
Yeah.
him. So the fact that that's crazy too. Now I'm curious. He was in an episode. Oh, he was just in a random episode of The Righteous Gemstones.
Oh, I love that show.
That's a great show. So
love it.
Yeah, well, there you go. Shout out to William Ryan Watson and his not so
casual cock,
yes.
buddy. Good job.
But yeah, I mean, episodes like that. And then what's really funny, I think overall, is with your channel. Anybody, if you've been listening to Jay for a while, go to like his videos and sort them by popular, and then just look, and it's insane what's popular, what's not. There's not a lot of variety. Like the at least the zombie movies, all three of them are the top three. Yeah. That's about as much sense as your popular list goes. There's episodes where you talk about movies that are just a very popular movie search term wise that should get more clicks, but they didn't. And then there's movies that like I watched the episode where you reviewed it, and I went back and looked at it, and I had already forgotten about the movie even. Being like, what the fuck? Oh, yeah, okay. And that one's got several hundreds of plays.
Yep.
Which I think is cool. And I think, and I know you've been pushing more towards that and talking to like, directors and writers and stuff like that. And so I think that's awesome. Maybe in the next 500 subs, you'll figure out what it is. Cause at this point, like your audience is that your audience is just crazy people, man. They just I don't know what they want. It's horror related for sure.
Yeah,
but outside of that, you've got stuff like
because throughout the a little over a couple years of us doing this, I've kind of looked at it different ways. I'm like, well, holy shit! I kind of looked at my episodes and I was like, I remember me and you had a conversation one time about maybe you need to shorten your episodes. Some of your episodes going like over an hour or more. And so I remember I tried it.
Yeah.
And I had like a little 40-minute show one time, and it was just blah. And then I had some that was like longer, and they were like really good. And some of them were blah.
No,
I just got to the point where I was like, fuck it, man. Like it is what it is. Somebody tunes in. We got our little fuckhead faithful out there.
Yeah.
That every week they're like chiming in on YouTube or social media, whatever, and they're always there,
Yeah.
And I appreciate the fuck out of anybody who has, listened to this shit show and hung around and listened to us or followed along with us, because it has been just kind of like one of those like, I don't, I feel like maybe some shows or whatever, they get to where they find their little niche.
Yeah.
Their little thing where they be like, that's my thing, and I'm going to stick to it. But on here, there's nothing I can point to and be like, that's what makes us popular. That's what got us to 500 subscribers, because the only thing that we're really consistent about around here, the only thing we're really consistent is we just don't give a fuck.
No, well, it's you. So it's at that point, it's got to pretty much be like that. You would have to say, I mean, you have 500 and some odd subscribers, because again, depending on, you've covered shit too. I mean, like, what was it? I know for sure it was in your top 10 of most popular was when you covered Abigail, a little vampire ballerina. Yeah. That was a very mainstream movie that was very successful.
It was.
So, and then you've got episodes with movies that barely anyone would have heard about, and it has the same number. So Yeah, man,
Yeah.
keep it up. I think the only thing, I just hope going forward for the next 500 for you for sure. Like, more interviews
Yeah.
with different people, and then hopefully like some collaborations with you and some other channels and stuff like that in the future.
See,
And
that's just see that man. That's one of the things I always thought about. 'Cause I've seen like other podcasts. They be like, oh, we're joined by so and so from other podcasts, you know, and like for normal podcasts, that works maybe. But I feel like for our little fucked up group, like we got to come across somebody special,
yeah,
somebody that's like that gets us to be like, you know what? That wants us attached to their channel. They'd be like, are they gonna be okay sharing on their social media that they are doing a show with the
yeah,
Fright Flick FMK fucking podcast? And then it'd be
yeah.
like, what's that? I don't know. And so, but
That's, I mean, for sure. And I mean, it would be disingenuous not to say that, like, there's definitely going to be some people that are like, that guy is so non-advertiser friendly. No, thank you. But again, like, that's where, like, when it comes to horror, I'm like, I don't know how friendly you want to be. Again, like,
hold
I
up,
don't.
hold that thought. We got us a new message coming in all the way from the fucking land down under. Our
Oh
girl
shit,
Lucy. Our girl Lucy
Lucy. I see that. Giving a good A in the chat.
from Australia. Lucy, who has been on the show. She's been a ride or die with us since day one.
Yeah.
So Lucy, we appreciate you stopping by. You probably up right now getting ready to go to work. Lucy either going to work. I know she's in the process of moving. She may be in the process of doing that. But Lucy, we appreciate you. And Lucy's already picked out another movie she wants to come on the show and talk with us about. So Lucy's been a guest probably numerous times on here. And so
Yeah.
we appreciate you fucking stopping by, Lucy, and
And
hanging
and
out with
and no
us.
matter if she's getting ready for work or what time it is on that side, she's Australian, so she's drunk. So,
Hey,
you know,
Lucy do like to.
yeah.
Lucy's okay with tipping them back with us.
Yeah.
She drink.
I just wonder how because like she used the kangaroo emoji. Like I wonder how far up their emoji keyboard the kangaroo is compared to like our emoji keyboard.
Do we have a
Like
kangaroo on ours?
if we have one, I know it's buried deep in our animals. I feel like in theirs is probably
Yeah.
like dog, cat, kangaroo, koala.
I'm
Like
curious now. I'm curious now. I gotta pull up my little. If my wife sees me doing this, I'm texting you. If you see the bubbles, babe, that's just me trying to test this out. So let me see. I want to see. We got kangaroos.
yeah, I got one on my
See,
iPhone.
son of a bitch. Let me see.
Yeah.
Hold on. They might not have a kangaroo.
You got an iPhone?
I got an iPhone. Oh,
You
there
have
he
to.
is.
There it
There's the
is.
kangaroo. I
There
got
he
him.
goes.
Okay. Okay, we got kangaroos here.
She said I'm at work, otherwise I'd be having a fucking drink with you. And she did throw in the koala head. They do. She's also got the koala head.
Damn.
I bet that pops up like 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 the recent used. Like,
Yeah.
like it's right next to her normal smiley face one.
Yeah, she probably got like I wonder like how many times like my if I go to my recent ones, I got the normal like thumbs up, 100.
Right.
That shit's fire, or I want to send my wife the dick pic. I got the old fucking
The eggplant.
eggplants up there. If I want if I'm in a mood to eat some ass, I send her the fucking peach fucking emoji. That's how we do. But like I said, Lucy, we appreciate the hell out of it. And how many kangaroos? Is kangaroos like your? I bet it's like. Do you send that a lot in Australia? It's just like fuck. I seen a kangaroo today. I almost hit a kangaroo today. It's like we see deer and we almost hit deer on the side of the road.
Yeah, I wonder if kangaroos are like a prevalent, like I wonder if it's one of those where they're like, oh no, everyone thinks there's just fucking kangaroos everywhere, but they're only in a certain part, or if they're like, no shit, like kangaroos are just literally everywhere down here.
Yeah, they're kangaroos. I guess is it like our deer? Maybe.
I don't know. All I know is that if there is a god, Australia is where he put all of his fucking mistakes when it comes to the animals. She said every day they are roadkill daily. How fucking random
Wow.
would it be to just be cruising down and be like, dude, that there is a kangaroo on the road that is fucked up. Like just
Yeah, like Lucy said, they come up
they
in her
come in my
yard. Like
yard.
you just, and that's crazy
Yo,
because here we get excited. Like if you lived out in the country, you get a little excited. Like, oh, wake up in the morning, you got some deer out in your backyard. That's
no,
kind of
I
cool.
bet.
That's
I think
like,
they see him as a pest, dude. Because like the
yeah,
kangaroos
maybe.
always on the videos, them fuckers are like fighting. They're basically drunk. They're basically just
Yeah,
hungover animals.
yeah. It's like the
Everything in Australia is like just trying to fight and fuck.
yeah, fight, fuck, and then but yeah. And so I'm just curious. I'm just thinking like, damn, every day driving down the road because like when we drive down the road, I'd be like worried at nighttime, and I'd be like, man, I don't want to hit a deer.
She said wombats too. Holy shit. That place is magic. That's the
I don't know.
Lucy, you're not real. Where you live isn't real. Australia's not a real fucking place.
There's
Until I step foot there, I will not believe it.
Lucy sent me pictures of like spiders and shit that they have
Yeah.
down there.
Yeah, dude. I'm
And
telling you.
it's just like she sends these pictures to me, and I'm like, if there was any part of me that ever have a little thought in my brain that said, I'd like to go visit the land down under. I would like to go down there. Lucy sent me these pictures of some fucking spiders that could possibly carry me off somewhere
Yeah.
one day. And I'm like,
You got a
no,
spider
I
in the
don't.
room, it fucking pulls a knife on you.
Yeah,
Like,
like this is, but there's a part of it that's I feel like in Australia it's normal, and I'm like, no, not waking up and seeing this thing up on my ceiling is not normal.
no, dude, they have those kind where like it looks like they look like those fucking face huggers from Aliens.
Oh,
That's what they look like, and you see them trying to catch them on the ceilings. They had to put like a big ass salad bowl to try to stop them and shit. It's fucking
see,
nuts.
I'd leave my house because I don't do well. Spiders is my weakness. Spiders and snakes are my, that's my. I am a little itty bitty bitch when it comes to spiders and snakes, and I don't even try to fake it.
See, I don't mind snakes, spiders.
Oh,
Not well, like if it's a pet spider, like I've been to like the like reptile shows and shit like that, and like I'll mess with a tarantula if they have them out and stuff like that. But like as far as like now wild in the wild, I don't know, man. I don't know what I'd rather come across. Spider, I feel like a snake around where we're from. Mostly what you're going to come across is a rattlesnake. So I'm going to get a warning. Snakes genuinely don't want to fuck with you. Spiders don't want to fuck with you either, but they seem to love to build their nests right. I don't know. I'm a short guy. Like I'm pushing 5'8", and I can say that they love to build nests or webs like right around the 5'5" area because I
yes,
catch
they
them
do.
shits across my nose and mouth all the time, and that's what really fucks me up. Like
Yeah.
if a snake had a web, I would probably be as afraid of snakes. But
Like snakes for me is like last night I was strolling through
these
Tubi.
spiders shouldn't be able to run fast. Lucy says huntsman spiders, and they run fucking fast.
Yeah. That's like the fuck that's Satan's pet.
Someone has been seen running and shooting behind them at one of those things before.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I don't know if they have guns down there anymore.
There's never
Australia's weird now. Weirder.
Australia's never been one of those places to where it's like, where the fuck are the happy animals at? Where the fuck are the fucking
They're on the rest of the earth.
Yeah, they're not in Australia. Australia gets all the fucking demonic, like devil pets. So
Dude, I remember once I found out that I remember when you first learn about the platypus, you're just like, no, there's no fucking way that's real.
Yeah.
And then you find out about it and you're like, holy shit, like that's cute. And then you find out oh, they have like a fucking poisonous spur thing on them. They'll
Yeah.
fuck you up. Like
Yeah.
platypuses are not nice.
They
And
look so fucking innocent.
yeah, and like koalas are apparently really fucking mean when they're not like poison stone drunk off of the eucalyptus that they eat. That's the only thing they eat, and it's basically poison. Dude, like I'm telling you, man, like Australia is like that's where God, like I don't know. I think that's where when God he realized he made a mistake, but he had already ordered a lot of them.
Yeah.
It made it past it made it past the first round of Q&A, and they did an initial run of them, and then they were just like, before they left the factory, like, this is a big fucking mistake.
Yeah,
we shouldn't do this. And they were like, all right, just put it down there.
And then the good Lord was like, the good Lord was like, I did leave a little something down there.
You're right. It's honestly, it's our fault for going down there and trying to stay.
We're just going to call it. Anytime y'all come up with something that we don't know what to do with, you just come to me and be like, we got to send it down under. And the good Lord was like, bam, down under. That's it. So anything creepy wise, animal wise, like these fucking huntsman spiders that Lucy speaks of, is they get sent to the land down under. That's what that's their final rest. That's where they go.
Down under. That's the first thing that came to mind was that song.
Anytime I hear Australia, ever hear Lucy them talk, the first thing that pops in my mind is fucking Jim Carrey in Dumb and Dumber.
Good day, mate.
Good day, mate. Let's put another shrimp on the barbie.
That's basically Australia, though. Like, that's technically what they pretty much all they are. That and Bluey. Like, Bluey's like a fifth of their economy now. It used to be Crocodile Dundee movies.
Crocodile Dundee, that's what I was about to say. Oh, Crocodile Dundee.
Now, like, literally, they run off of people who traveled there, interested to see kangaroos and Bluey. That's it. That's all they do. And they export boomerangs.
Is Bluey? You mean Bluey the cartoon?
Yeah, that's Australian.
Is it?
Yeah, bro.
Bluey.
Bro, you know me.
You got like a fucking herd of kids anyway.
Yeah, dude. Like, yeah, I watch Bluey. I have Bluey. I have Bluey on DVD and Blu-ray. Like, I actually like Bluey. Like most parents do, because like the parents in it aren't all pussies. But it's because they're Australian. Like that's why. Like,
but do they talk in Australian?
Oh yeah, dude. Like there's fucking the animals and stuff. Like it's set in Australia. They like kookaburras and all kinds of weird ass animals and stuff in there.
So the Bluey cartoon, the little blue dog. That's what we talking about, right?
Yeah.
And
yeah, it's out of Australia.
Man, I got to check out an episode of this.
And it's like totally set in Australia. All the voices are Australian, like all the settings Australian. They're dog people, but outside of that, everything else is just like humans.
I've seen pictures of Bluey.
Yeah.
And I think our little girl,
how old is she?
She's like 10, 11.
Yeah, she's still in that age range.
But she knows what some Bluey shit is, because I'm pretty fucking sure she's got some Bluey bed sheets and shit in her room.
Oh yeah. We got some Bluey sheets here.
But I didn't realize it was I've never heard it. Like I've seen, but I've never heard it. So I didn't know it had like an Australian thing to it.
Oh yeah. 100% Aussie. Lucy knows. She says she's at work in Australia. That means she's either working at a brewery, she's herding kangaroos, or she's working on Bluey. That's all there is to do down there, right?
Yeah.
Or she's unemployed. Yeah. And she says she's at work, but she's not.
Yeah, damn it, Lucy. What do y'all do every day? Like, I didn't know about this Bluey thing, Lucy.
Yeah, what part of Bluey do you work on, Lucy? Yeah, everyone wants to know.
Do you work for Bluey, Lucy? Do you have something to do with this Bluey thing that's apparently taken over the American side over here?
Yes.
Across the pond.
Yeah, what did your parents used to do on Crocodile Dundee, and now what do you do on Bluey?
Yeah, what is this Bluey thing that I just found out about?
Or are y'all like the hippies that make those didgeridoos that all the white kids that take acid have here?
Hey, this is So my wife jumped in the chat. Oh, apparently Stitch is what our little one's into.
Like Lilo and Stitch?
Lilo and Stitch. That's
God. Dude, so are mine.
Don't that thing look blue though? Ain't he blue?
Yeah, he's a blue.
Oh, damn it, I was fucking close.
I got him near here. He's right behind my head. There's the else. Yeah, there he is.
Boom. See, apparently our little one's into Lilo and Stitch. I'm thinking Bluey, but apparently he's blue. The dog's blue. Blue was the key word here. I'm in the ballpark, people.
Yeah. You're like, the point is, I'm a decent guy when it comes to kids. Apparently, I remember they like blue stuff.
I paid a little attention. Now, family.
Lucy, I've actually heard of Bogans before. There's a cartoon. Oh man, it was like something about Bogans, and then there was some other Aussie set cartoon. Like I know it's an insult, like to be called a Bogan.
Yeah, it's like she just says the Australian Bogans.
Yeah, it's about Australian bogans. I know it's like kind of an insult, like about like they're basically like kind of like white trash. Oh, we've seen Bad Boy Bubby.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, come on. What do you take us for here, Lucy Noobs? Come on. Come
yeah.
on. See,
And that, cause
she's
that's
been
what.
drinking. That's what I
Yeah,
told you.
yeah.
You've been lying to us.
Hey, Lucy knows the deal around here. She knows we go better with alcohol. She knows this.
She doesn't work on Bluey. She works on the beer. That's the other thing
Yeah,
they do in Australia.
yeah. But like the last time I done an episode with Lucy because I always try to make it to where we can drink at the same time. You know, I get it. We don't go well with a cup of tea and a glass of water. You need liquor, hard shit to get through us. So like me and Lucy did a show one time, and you know I always kind of wanted to be like they're like 15 hours ahead of us. So
Yeah.
yeah,
They're almost like exactly on the other side of the
yeah,
world from us, roughly.
yeah. So like for Lucy to be able to like have a drink with us, you know, it would be like noon their time, but then I would have to be like I'd have to adjust my schedule a little bit. And one time me and Lucy did a show and it was early in the morning. So I got up that morning probably it was early. It was
Oh
before
no.
it was before some of y'all was up to start your day. Me and Lucy did a show. I said, well, hey, let's set it up on your time because you know you don't ever get to drink with us.
Right.
So me being the fucking diehard host that I am,
You're still good. Like, I got a drink.
hey,
What
we
am
gotta fucking
what
get
am I
this.
supposed to do? Not do this drunk?
Here's how this went down. Hold on, family. Hold on, I want to show it to you.
What? Yeah, you need to let us know too what episode this was because I feel like this is, or did
I
it not? Did it not get posted?
no, it got posted. We did a
Oh,
show
okay.
that morning. But you know, because she was like, it was like super early. I was like, hey, I want you to be able to drink with us. I want to say it was okay. It was before anybody should be up drinking, no matter what. That's what I was doing. I was like,
Do
fuck,
you
you
do
know,
you know what time it was? But you're worried to tell us.
no, it was before 8 o'clock in the morning.
Whew.
Yeah,
Yeah, dude. I
it
like
was before eight
the
o'clock.
only people who are drinking at that time are the alcoholics or people who have not stopped drinking yet,
Yeah.
like alcoholics and the
So
Australians.
yeah. So I was like, damn it, Lucy, you gonna hang out with us? We gonna drink. So Lucy gets the time. I'm like, fuck it. I'll get up and out. We gonna do this. I get up. So here's what I had to do that morning. I went over there. I said, hey, my boy gentleman was asleep. I was like, hey, get up.
She said 5 a.m. Oh,
Holy shit, it was that early.
dude, what a shot day!
It was.
Like
But
that's a
no,
done.
no, take that back. When after I woke gentleman up at 5 o'clock in the morning, hey dude, we got to do a show.
We got to do a
Gentleman,
show.
gentleman's like, what the fuck? But gentleman's my ride or die. He's like, I got you back. He jumps in there.
Oh,
I
Lucy
lied
said
not.
she's got a jet. Lucy, thanks for stopping by. If you get a smoko and can hop back on, we'll see you later.
Yeah, I appreciate it, Lucy.
She knows what a smoko is.
He knows. But
I'm on smoko, so
yeah,
leave me alone.
that we got that morning after that recording was done, I literally told Jess, I was like, I understand why people drink in the mornings.
Yeah, you're like, so this is how people become alcoholics.
But I felt it was so nice that morning. I lied not. When I told her that morning, I was like, I could see why people drink to get their day started. Because man, I felt good.
There's some people
And maybe
who
that means I
swear by
got
a little shot of whiskey in their coffee in the morning. I don't know. I
yeah,
guess it just
maybe
depends on whatever your day is, and it depends. I mean, it's per person.
yeah. It was funny because I told Jess, I was like, I get it. Like you showed me somebody that's like, I have to start my day with a half a bottle. I get it now because
Well, I
that
mean, a
morning.
half a bottle. That's a lot. I
Well,
can't say anything though. I wake and bake, so I can't say anything.
oh yeah.
You know.
But yeah, but I was like, you know, I told her I was like, man, I get it. Like I just felt like that feeling of like the sun's coming up and you're just happy. Me and Gentleman Jack had done the sun
That's
rose.
that's
And
how
I
it
was like,
starts.
yeah, and I was like, man, I get it. You show me somebody that says I can't start my day unless I have my shot of whiskey. I get it.
Yeah. Not saying
And
it's right. I'm just
I'm
saying
not
I
saying
get it.
it's right.
Yeah.
I'm just saying I fucking get it.
Yeah.
Because that morning I looked at Jess and I was like, I this kind of makes sense to me. This who would want to start their day feeling this way?
Yeah. Why have you been lying to me?
Yeah, it's like who the fuck told us that live? Like you shouldn't start every
Yeah.
day with a shot.
Yeah.
Who made that shit up? Okay, all that serious. We're gonna get serious for a minute now. Hold on.
Why? What's up?
Oh no, I was just reminding everybody that we are going to
Oh,
talk about a movie.
yeah,
We,
yeah.
we
Human
did.
Zoo.
We do have a movie picked out that we're because we assumed like that because us we being who we are, we're not going to have a huge people out there listening to us. So it's like,
I did not anticipate anybody, and
yeah,
I didn't
yeah,
anticipate even of this many people chatting and shit, which is awesome.
yeah, it is
It's
super fucking
greatly
awesome.
appreciated. But yeah, we were like, let's plan to do an episode anyway. So if no one shows up, at least you can chop up the live stream and make an episode to release this week. So
Yeah,
that's what we're gonna do.
yeah, and so me and John was like, what
40,
kind of
40
movie?
minutes into it, we're gonna
Yeah,
finally
yeah.
get to, but it's a celebration. It's
This
only,
is celebration. This isn't. We're not
hopefully
time
we
schedule.
hopefully Jay won't do anything wrong and lose a bunch of subs, and then we got to do another 500 sub celebration a little bit later. But hopefully it's the only one.
It's still early in the game,
It's,
but
hey,
hey, hey, that's kind of a good thing if you think about it. Like, today we're doing this because of the internet issue, we're at like 530 something subscribers. And so
yeah,
now when this live show is over, and there may be a couple of them out there who jumped on this little the fright flick train, and then after the live show are going, I can't be associated with that guy. And they might bail on us. They might be like, unsubscribe, unsubscribe. So we got a little buffer right now, at least with the 530-ish. Like if some of you want to jump ship, I got it.
right.
But yeah, so we were like, man, we gotta have something to fill the fucking time, because trust me, me and John can get to going.
Yeah, no, we could sit there and just shoot shit. Like I didn't mind that, but yeah, like I said, this way you would be able.
What
Yeah,
Dylan say?
Dylan said my wife earlier asked, "How's the live stream?" I laughed and said they haven't even mentioned the movie. That was like 10 minutes ago. I'm here for the banner though. There we go.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
hey, we got to save some banter because this movie,
This movie's gonna get some banter.
Human Zoo. Let's start talking about it because so here we go. Here we go. Yeah, let's get into it because we got to save some banter because
Yeah.
when we decided when we were trying to decide what movie to do, I was like, hey, let's just review a bad one. Let's take one that's just universally panned and let's see. And so we we found one, and that is Human Zoo from the year 2020. So it ain't even that old.
No, and here's the thing. When you picked that movie out, sent we were trying to find something everybody could put eyes on before we did this. And so, we came across, you told me it was on YouTube. Now, at one time, this thing was on Tubi for free.
Yeah.
And I know this because once you recommended it and I've started watching the YouTube the other day, I realized that I had watched it back when.
Oh, you had.
Yes, because remember me and you when you first got me onto the horror thing
Yeah.
and really got me looking into movies and stuff because like I said, I'm kind of a newbie to the horror movie thing. But this was shortly after I reached out to you and you gave me a little list to watch. And it's kind of like, well, I want to, let me know. Well, then one day I was just looking through and I came across this one and I watched it and I didn't think nothing of it. I was kind of new, just getting into, I wanted to watch anything fucking horror related. And so I didn't think nothing of it. But then when you brought this up and as soon as I started the YouTube the other day, I was like, holy shit, I did watch this when it was on Tubi. But it had been so long, of course, I had to refresh myself.
Could you find it anywhere else this time?
No.
Okay, I could not either because I will tell you, everyone, when I saw that it was on YouTube, I was like, because I think you had mentioned that earlier where you were like, well, hey, let's make sure it's something that everyone can watch for free so
Yeah.
that if I let everyone know, like a week ahead for the live stream, they have time to watch it so they could chat. And that's when I was like, well, fuck it. This one's on YouTube even. So like people ain't even got to sign up or download anything, even for free. And then when we started playing it, the fucking movie is censored, but it's
Yeah.
not censored because I don't know if you noticed several times tons of language got
Yep.
through.
Yep.
It's the weirdest thing. And so when that happened, when I first noticed it, that's when I went because that was my first thought. I was like, well, if it's free on YouTube, I was like, it's got to be on like Tubi
Yeah.
and Pluto
Yep.
and probably Plex, any of these. And I couldn't find it. And yeah, so that's the level that we're dealing with here. Jay, was it last night? Hold on, I'm gonna look, or the night before.
I don't
Uh
know. It's probably last night. Last night.
yes, last night Jay
Yeah.
texted me. He's like, just came across this beauty on Tubi. And it's a movie called Halitosis instead of Halitosis, Halitosis. And let me, this is the picture of it. I don't know if I can get it, how much in focus I can get it here with the light,
Yeah.
but it's just someone in whitey tidies and it looks like they're shitting and vomiting themselves and it's drawn. That's on Tubi. Human Zoo is not on Tubi. Me and
Anymore.
my anymore.
Yeah.
Right. So there you
Anymore.
go. Now, let me also say this. Me and my wife were in a post-credit scene in a horror movie. That movie is still on Tubi. That movie's been on Tubi. That I think it's still on Pluto. Tubi and Pluto have not kicked that movie off. They have kicked off Human Zoo. And the
Look,
only
look. What's the movie you talking about? Let's give it a little shout out right now. Let's the movie you talking about.
yeah, it's on. It's well, it was on Tubi. It was on Pluto. It's called All Your Friends Are Dead.
Yep.
But yes, me and my wife were in a post-credit scene back when we used to have a true crime podcast called Spread the Dread, which is what this show originally spun off
Yeah.
from.
Yeah.
Because I started being like, I want to talk about horror movies too, because true crime wasn't my thing; it was more my wife's thing. And
Yeah.
so then I started doing Fright Flick FMK, got you into co-hosting it with me, and then when I gave up doing shows for a while, I was like, hey, you want to take it on? And you ran with it, and now we're celebrating 500 subs.
Oh yeah.
So but yeah, so the Human Zoo is not. So let's get into this, man. Let's let you want to give them everybody the IMDb and all the traditional stuff.
I think I had the IMDb shit right here. Yeah, this is right off the IMDb. I don't come up with this shit and on my own. And
I promise you, anything regarding this movie you could have came
yeah,
up with better.
I feel sure I probably could have. But yeah, right off IMDb, people, you can check this thing out. 2020. The internet watches live as reality show contestants struggle against time to see who will stay in solitary confinement the longest and then take home the $1 million prize.
Yes. Yes.
And that's about as fucking interesting as it gets.
Man.
But hey, we accomplished what you said you wanted to do when we decided to look for this movie.
Dude, so I gotta tell you this. So first of all, you say on everything, we say on everything. Everybody's opinion is subjective. Go watch anything. Everybody, everybody. Some people like different things, and kudos to anybody. They got the movie made. Whatever.
And one thing I always say here, I say it every time. No matter where we stand on a movie, no matter what we joke about, talk shit about, I'm still going to tell you to make sure you go watch it. Because it's horror. Go support it. Go watch it. Have your own opinion. Think what you want to think. We just get on here and have a fucking good time with it. So, and especially when it comes to anything independent related, I fucking love independent movies, artists, all that shit. I fucking love it. And sometimes I've learned over the time of doing this show, more about the independent side. I understand it more. Understand, and kind of like what goes more into independence as far as like, you know, the funds, the limitations and shit like that they have. And so but I remember when I first got into horror, I mean, like when you first turned me on to it, man, I'd watch some of these fucking movies. And I'd be like, man, that's a fucking pile of dog shit right there. Like it is fucking like that's just dog shit. But for me, when I watch a movie, I can't I don't have the ability to start overthinking shit and I start trying to figure out the meaning of this or what was I just for me I just watch the movie and I go along with the ride and when shit be popping in my head and stuff like that when I'm watching them. But I was just kind of like when it comes to independence, sometimes I fucking hated some of them. I'm like, man, these fucking like somebody lets them do this and then
Dude.
they're allowed to put it on fucking Tubi, you know. And so, but I had such a like a talk shit about independent, and then now I've respect it more because I know what goes into it and stuff like that. So whenever I have to get on the and we do a show, and we know we're about to fucking shit all over.
Yes, because that's coming. Just spoiler
Yeah,
fucking alert. This
spoiler
is
alert. We're
yeah.
about to shit all over.
Tell your
No,
friends, anybody. Yeah, if anybody's here who happen to be involved in this, leave now.
yeah,
Yeah, I don't know if I've got anything nice to say.
yeah. And so, but hey, but I get over here. I always say all the time, like I can't do it. I don't have the ability to make movies and shit. I just don't. I like, you know. So I respect anybody that does. I don't fucking. Hey, I get it, but and I try to. I'm support independence all the time. But then every fucking now and then we come across a movie where I really do sit back and I think to myself, "Fuck, I could do better than that."
I know for a fucking fact. So this is where I because I get it, man. There's so many movies that I've seen where I almost feel sad watching it because I'm like, man, there's a good movie here, there's a talent
Yeah.
here, there's a good idea here, there's a good script here, there's a good actor or two here, but the total lack of money and funding, this thing is never going to get seen by enough people. Anybody that was really displaying some talent, unless they get lucky with some other movie, this is not going to do anything for them, just because there's just not going to be the eyes on it. And then there's things like, so we always say, like to go easy on them. That's like you were saying earlier, go easy, go easy.
Yeah.
Then there's stuff like this, man, where I just really don't have any problem whatsoever saying that I could make a better movie than this. There's not really too many people involved. Like and this is the other thing with this one is what is holding this movie back is nothing money related.
No.
This is not a fact of funding. This is I think a fine idea. Honestly, with a name like Human Zoo and the idea they had, this movie needed to have been something that we were talking about, like as a disturbing movie.
Yes.
Like this should have been something on Red Room level,
Yep.
some sort of things like that. That would have made sense. What it is here, it makes no sense whatsoever. And part of me felt like almost like I felt inspired almost out of anger to rewrite this idea and make this movie myself, and literally just send signed copies to the people who made this and be like, see, it wasn't that hard. This movie just seems like no one gave a shit. Like there's just and you've seen those before, and everyone's seen them, especially if you go on free sites like Tubi and stuff like that, where there's just stuff in there where you're like, all right, are you guys trying to make a parody movie, or are you guys just kind of like doing this for shits and giggles? Like, did anybody involved really give a shit? Like, sometimes I'm like, was this a money laundering operation? Like, who the fuck provided funds for this? How were they anticipating getting money back? Like, who did you swindle? And I know there's a sucker born every minute, but holy fuck, dude. Like this, because at my very first notes when it starts up, I was like, two companies are shown in the credits. One of them is owned by the co-writer slash director. We then immediately see the director's name first thing when the movie starts. Not a good sign when coupled with a 2 out of 10 IMDb score. And
Yeah.
holy shit, I wrote that in real time while watching it for the first time. And
Yeah.
holy fuck, was I right. On this one, trust IMDb, trust us. I will say this, my only recommendation, you may find a so bad it's good. You
Yeah.
may, I think if you maybe were high enough or
Yeah.
drunk enough, you could go into this and get some legit laughs,
Yeah.
but don't go in it looking for a good movie. Fuck,
Hey,
don't do that.
yeah. It was as soon as, and because I remember back when I watched it the first time, and I remember I could still remember thinking to myself, holy shit, how long is this movie? Like it's just and even as I rewatched it again the other day, and I'm sitting there for that same feeling, I'm like, holy shit, like how much more is left? Like, why does this feel like it's just dragging and dragging? And I always kind of look at it like I know I can't,
It's an hour and 49 minutes.
which is about an hour and 40 minutes too fucking long.
Again, like even if we went the route like I was saying earlier, like taking into a disturbing movie territory, go in with something with a thin premise to just get you to the point to be able to butcher
Yeah.
people. You spend all of your money on practical effects. If you were even going that route, this is, you push it at like 80 minutes tops.
Oh yeah.
85 minutes if you could really do so. This needs to be like, this is like a sub 90-minute idea.
Yeah.
And like, holy fuck, once we get into more of the actual pace and plot of this movie,
Yeah.
whoever thought they needed to have an hour and 50 minutes out of their goddamn minds.
Yeah, it was we're going normally on the show I get on here and be like, hey, we give you a warning. We do spoilers here. We spoil the shit out of movies. That's just what we do. We don't get on here and give you this big fucking in-depth blah 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 blah. And then you go watch it. We spoil the shit out of it. So
Yeah.
and that's what we're gonna do for this one. But I we're doing you a favor.
Yeah. we are.
We're
We
doing you
are.
a favor, buddy. And yeah, and so and oh my god, the right out of the gate, man, because they fuck you. The movie, the Lethal Weapon movie that had what's his name, Joe Pesci or whatever.
Yeah, I think that was 4, right?
Lethal Weapon. He's just like, they fuck you. They
Yeah.
fuck you with the tuna.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where I was at with this one. I'm like, they give me a cool looking shot, a picture of the movie, like
Yeah.
Human Zoo. You got this metal looking door with this little window in it, and it's like you got numerous people behind this person, and they're all packed in this little thing, and you got this like holy shit Human Zoo type feeling, and it gives the picture makes you think, okay.
Yeah, this
And
is one of
then
those where, yeah, the picture is the artwork or cover art or whatever you want to call it for this movie is doing all of the heavy lifting.
yeah, like was that the
Everything.
budget?
The
Was that the
name of
budget?
the name, dude, it had to be the name of the movie and the poster, which the poster, like you said, a complete and total fucking lie,
Yeah.
because it's all about solitary confinement.
Yep.
This shows what looks like a fucking round submarine window, basically.
Yep.
Like, and then there's just multiple people in a room.
Mm-hmm.
And it's solitary confinement. Like, these people are only in a room together, basically, when they're getting ready to go into their audition, and they're all out in the audition room. Outside of that, they're always separated in one at a timing.
Yep. And so the cover fucked us.
Yeah.
It made me see something and feel something that I was about to watch, and then
Which
you
was the whole point of it. That's why they yeah,
They
like
were
you
like-
said, every bit of talent or whatever, like that went
they
in
were like,
there.
how the fuck we're gonna get people to watch our movie? And they're gonna be like, hey, let's put a cool picture out there where at least somebody is going to push play and get through the first few minutes of it to at least get us a fucking couple, get a little change in our pocket. And but as soon as it started, man, it was like this slow. Everything just goes so slow in the first fucking. It seemed like 40 minutes of this thing, where they're interviewing them, and it's like they're going to be on this reality show.
Yeah.
And it's basically this like I said, they're going to confine them in a room, and whoever can stay in this confinement room by themselves will win $1 million.
Yeah.
And that's the whole thing. And so yeah, they're bringing people in there, and you see it on all the reality shows nowadays. They're interviewing them, like, "Oh, why are you here? What makes you
Yeah.
think this?"
This auditions basically because they
yeah,
want to see who's going to be interesting, that
yeah,
kind of shit.
and it gives you all the basic ones. You get the little cocky ass motherfuckers that think they the shit. Then you get the little the little giddy girls that's just like ha ha ha, those types of bitches. And then you get the damn like the what the fuck was that one?
I don't know, my notes was like that I was like the blonde Eastern European casting director is almost completely unintelligible, but is wicked hot. Like,
Hey,
when she was reading the questions to him, I was like, what the fuck is she saying? Her
yeah,
accent. That's had to be like her third time reading English.
yeah,
Like, dude, it was so. And then I'm just like, I mean, like, why she got the part. Like, you can
oh yeah,
see,
yeah,
like, she's clearly, she looks like she may, and no offense to her, I really don't mean this in offense to anybody, but because I don't give a shit either way, but she looks like she was like a porn star, and like this was her first trying to do acting. And no, dude, the fucking her accent was terrible. And then I was like, the chick in the red dress with the little kitty voice is immediately annoying.
yes,
I hope she isn't in this anymore. If so, I hope she dies soon. And
yeah,
then right after that, I said, I hope everyone so far dies, and it hasn't been 5 minutes yet.
yeah. Like every one of them, and it was as it would show them were like, I. I don't know if it's. I feel like maybe there's supposed to be a time where it's supposed to give you this little to kind of get to know the characters. Maybe you find a fucking favorite. Maybe you find I don't know, but I disliked fucking all of them. And then when it was all said and done, there's like this room, like the little casting room where they're all packed in there waiting to find out they made the fucking cut.
Yeah.
And then this lady comes out and she calls all the names
Except for two.
except for fucking two. And I'm
And
like,
what it was like probably close. I mean, it was somewhere between like 10 and 14 people.
yeah, like
So like
what would
everybody
two
in there
extra
but two.
ones? What would two extra ones have changed?
Exactly. Well, and then from those, it's still not all of them that they took back that you see later when they start cycling through everybody. I don't know where those people went.
Yeah, there's a bunch of them that you see in the beginning that you never see the
Well,
rest of the
because
movie.
the chick that was in the red dress, because it was that real kid, like
Yeah,
kitty. I
yeah,
can't even fucking mimic it. But when she got took back and was picked, I literally went fuck like that. I
yeah,
was like, and that's why I was like, well, hopefully she dies soon or whatever they
yeah,
do, she gets killed soon. I at this point was thinking they were going to kill him.
yeah.
And yeah, and then but she never makes it from that stage on. She's seen like back there one more time. I forget what it does next, but then she's not seen again.
Yeah. I feel like it's like 12 people or so that in the very beginning they got called back there. Just like it seemed like there was like 12, 13 of them. But I swear the whole fucking movie you only see like five or so that you just
Yeah,
like you
that
don't see all the rest of them.
and that's another thing when I said earlier, and Jay said too, like where we said budget's not the problem with this movie,
No.
because sorry, I hit my mic if that made any noise there. Apologies to anyone, but it's not the budget. The inconsistency in this movie shows a lack of caring.
Yeah, yeah,
That's what I'm talking about. It
yeah.
doesn't cost extra money to make sure. So, for instance, if money was an issue, right? you've got all these people being interviewed in the beginning, right? I would say like I would for sure plus 12. It's a dozen plus, right? And then, like we said, two get left in. So we're talking at least, I would say 9 to 12 people get called back. And then ultimately we end up with, I think, 6 to 8 people roughly.
Yeah.
And it's a terrible thing that I even don't even know that. But those two that got left behind, we know they didn't get picked. Okay, so that makes sense. The several people that did get taken back, I don't remember there being an explanation. Again, I powered through this movie as much as I can and hit that forward, that 10-second button as often as I needed to, because and once when we talk about the whole the real guts of this movie, you'll know why. But that kind of shit doesn't cost any extra money, and you could have saved money by having these lesser roles completely cut out. You could have started this movie where the audition process was already done. If you needed to establish some backstory, you could have started with all of the people who were selected, starting in a waiting room, waiting for their initial, they've just been picked and this is day one. There was plenty of ways to have done it, and you could have saved money. So that's what I'm saying. That's where we say if you watch something independent and you're like, man, this looks bad, that's where you got to start giving it some breaks, because that could be monetary. Yeah. But when something is inconsistent like this, that has nothing to do with money. That to me shows a lack of care or a lack of caring, or it shows you're incompetent. I don't want to be mean, but I don't know what happened here. But let's get back to it, because I swear I could just shit on this thing all day.
Oh yeah, I could, because there was nothing, because a lot of movies I watch, I always say, like, at the end of it, like, man, I enjoyed the ride.
Like, well, I mean, think of some of the worst ones that we hate the most. Like me and you talked about All Jacked Up and Full of Worms.
Oh yeah.
But like there was actual filmmaking talent there. There was some actors that were decent at their job.
Yeah.
Like they cared. They were whatever we thought about it. They were trying to make whatever the fuck they were trying to make.
Yeah.
They were trying to do it competently. I don't see an argument for that here. And I'm sorry for any actor and anybody involved that gave 110, man. I'm sorry, because everybody else not giving a shit made me not think you gave a shit too. I don't see where anyone gave a shit. Maybe in a couple of scenes, but yeah, back to it, because
and the whole thing behind it, I could see where it would be kind of easy, in my opinion, to make it more interesting than what it was. I felt like we had way too big of a spoonful right out of the gate with all these fucking characters, and you're trying to ask them all these questions, and then we go into something where it's like you're really going, what the fuck's going on, pretty quick, because when the group that gets selected to go through, which is everybody in the room except for two chicks, and everybody gets selected, they take them back there. Then you get this part was so annoying to me, to where the director of this whole thing comes out there to kind
of the creator and producer of the show.
This motherfucker come out there, and you can look at what's around them. You can just look and know that this shit ain't legit. And then he's out there with this, what made him look, in my opinion, just so unbelievable, was the clipboard he had in his hand.
Okay, and why is that? Because I want to see if it matches my notes. I'm not touching my keyboard. Tell me.
I don't know, but for me, the keyboard, I mean, the
clipboard,
clipboard, it just, like, did the idiot not even know his lines? Like, maybe
there we go.
He just had him. That was the point of the clipboard, because he couldn't remember his lines, and he was using.
So now, did you recognize him?
No.
Okay, so this is my notes, not typing anything. I said the creator / producer of the show is played by Robert Carradine. So Robert Carradine, I don't have his IMDb up. He's the brother or the son of David Carradine. That's Bill from Kill Bill. He was in the Kung Fu show. He died of the autoerotic asphyxiation. An embarrassing way to go. All that jazz. But he was Lewis from Revenge of the Nerds.
Oh shit. Really?
Yes.
Hmm.
And then I was just like, and I typed in the notes, I was like, God damn, that movie rules. Because I have Revenge of the Nerds. And I was
Yeah,
like,
it's
man,
so
what a great
good.
movie. But here's the thing is that Robert Carradine, I'm actually going to go, let's see here. I have the movie up and we're live. I'll go because Robert Carradine, I mean, say what you will. I mean, to me, a successful actor is anybody who can act full time as a living. Like you're already crushing it compared to so many people who want to act. So even nobody knows you.
Yeah.
If you're able to pay your bills by only acting, you're a success. But Robert Carradine has 8 upcoming acting credits and has 143 previous acting credits. All right. Again, we talk about the stock. This is an actor, right? I could probably pull up all of his, his schooling. He's from an acting family. So
Yeah.
that's all he's done. He knows. That's why I'm just like, how little could they afford him? Like, how
Yeah.
fucking little did he get paid? Because that was my thing. Because I was like, it sounds like he is reading directly off the clipboard he is holding. And
Yeah.
he keeps looking at it like he is reading off of it as well.
Yeah.
Dude, I mean, it looked like I was waiting for him to go like like do one of those things.
Do the little facial expressions going.
you know, yeah, like just like there's some shit like he didn't even give him one extra fucking take. So
Yeah.
like they just like they had to leave something fucked up in there. Like that
Yeah.
was the level of care. And that's why I said like you could watch this and get it's so bad it's good type of thing. But that's it. And then after this, I was like, some dudes just kidnapped the redhead, and this fucking just another what the living fuck, because everything up until them talking to the director was kind of played funny.
Yeah.
Everything in the interview part, bro, it's not funny. There's nothing funny about it. Everybody's one dimensional. They're
Yeah.
annoying immediately, and it's way too long because everything in this movie feels way too long. And I was like, some dudes just kidnapped the redhead, and some words were bleeped and others weren't. That's when I figured out, like,
Yeah.
whoever fucking bleeped this didn't do a good job. And I was like, they're telling her to get naked and shower. She agrees with very little pushback. One
Yeah.
of the dudes keeps whispering, yeah, all low and whispery. Did you notice that?
Yeah. That whole part where they brought them in there to get
I thought
them
it was
ready
about to get
go.
like a porn.
I did too. It got so it got just so kind
Like
of
his,
rapey. It
was,
got
yeah,
real
dude, yes,
rapey.
yes, yes.
It got
Yes,
this
that was.
rapey vibe. Like they're because they're like they bring them in there. These two dudes, they put a thing
You've
over
never
their
seen
head.
these dudes before. Again,
Yeah,
and the movie completely switches tones again.
it does. And
Like
because
now it feels
now,
like it's about to be a disturbing, fucked up movie
yeah,
or a
yeah,
softcore porn.
yeah, I'm like, yep, here, we're about to get some raping going on
Yes.
because it's like the two guys, like for the ladies that bring them in there and they're like, okay, get undressed. You got to take a shower. They make them take a shower before they go into solitary confinement in a little fucking box. You got to smell good. So they're like, get undressed. So
And mind you, they just talked to the creator slash producer.
yeah,
We saw that conversation. He never mentioned this was about to happen.
yeah, and all his little read off the list instructions. Not once does he say, in a few minutes they're going to come back there, blindfold you, and
Yeah,
take
because
you
they
back
basically
there.
like black bag them
Yeah, yeah,
and take them off. And great. And these two guys, they've never been seen in the movie before. So the movie gives us, there's no reason for us to believe that anybody has seen these guys before. So
yeah,
even once the bag comes off, there's still no reason why these chicks should be complying.
yeah.
And again, that one guy's just going, yeah, the whole thing. Like, dude, it literally looks like you're kind of agreeing to what's happening. Because then the next slide, like they're doing the same to the ditzy blonde, and she complies instantly,
Oh yeah,
despite just refusing to remove her wedding ring.
yeah,
And then I put ... lucky husband.
yeah.
And then finally I was like, well, at least they're doing it to the guys now. But it was a legit, there was no raping happened. So I don't know why that guy was going like, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know the reason
Yeah.
why they had to make them sound so rapey like
Because they legitimately forced them to take a shower.
Yeah,
then forced them to towel off, and then gave them basically like issued clothes.
they didn't get no tails.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, okay. Sorry.
Just
Yeah.
had to
Forget
put their
there
clothes on.
wasn't a towel budget.
Yeah, they couldn't afford towels. I mean,
Yeah.
they
I'm
had to
sure that
give us
wasn't
that.
an.
They have it. They had to. I'm telling you, people, the budget is in the fucking cover, the poster. There's the budget because they
There.
fuck you with the cover.
Yeah. Yeah. And like I said, and I mean, at this point, this movie, an hour 50. Let's be generous and say an hour and 40. Let's take out any credits completely.
Mm,
Um, hour 40. You dude, what at this point, they're about to get black. Once all this is done and they're dressed, they all get bagged again.
yeah.
Then they all wake up. Now they're in a cell by themselves. First of all, per the IMDb trivia, it says that, did you know that like there was only one cell? They only had one. And I was like, yeah, yeah. It was obvious that was the same fucking cell being used over and over and over again.
Mm,
This is another part where this is where the movie again completely switches tones. And at this point, it now gets kind of presented almost found footage style.
yeah.
Like there's a camera pointing into their cell, which that makes sense.
Yep.
They're live streaming it and everything. Now, granted, what would have been cool was if they'd have put on some little post production and had something on the screen that, like, like a flashing record, those little frames in the corner to make it look like it's a video, something like that. Cutting back
Something to let us know that it's being streamed.
Yeah, it never cuts back to like a shadowy head with a screen light in there, like watching and directing. Nothing. Nope. And this goes on for the rest of the movie. For the rest of the movie, it just switches to scenes, individual scenes of each person. And I'll let you take it from here and kind of walk us down this way, because I just want to see. I'm interested to see how well our notes are lining up here, because they're just lining up. Basically, it's basically like a zipper coming together at this point.
Yeah, it is. And because I was like you said, the shift of the feeling when they went to the showers and it was just them, like, and there was never any reason for the creepy dudes, back there make, oh yeah, semen. It's no reason for that to put off the rapey vibe, because none of that happens.
Well, not only that, so like obviously, surprise, the show's not legit. Yeah. Like when they decide they want to quit, they're not allowed to quit. Okay, that's the big twist, and it comes very quickly in the process. So no spoiler. But up until this point, it's supposed to be completely legitimate. There was a scene with the producer where I guess like his assistant is this woman, lets them know that they've already been picked up for season 2.
Oh yeah.
And because of that, the prize has now been doubled to 2 million, right? So everybody at this point, this is supposed to be a legit production, right? They haven't been locked up into solitary or whatever. So like the rules of the game hasn't technically started when these guys just break into their rooms and black bag them and take them somewhere, make them strip naked, and they're going, yeah, like, so like lawsuits, like so like at that point, like if I was any of them, I would have been like, hey, I'm not gonna do this, because this really seems fucked up. Like, are these guys gonna come back? Like, there's no guarantee that they're not gonna come back while you're in solitary and just rape you there.
Yeah, it was the whole thing. Nobody's red flag went up leading into it.
Only the viewers' red flag is went up at this point.
Only the viewers, because everybody in this little scenario when it was happening.
Jesus Christ.
As soon as I seen the big producer boss man come in there with his fucking wooden clipboard, I knew right then. I'd be like, okay, this don't make sense. And then when they get dragged to the showers, still nobody out of all the contestants Nobody says, this doesn't, I don't think this is normal.
And
And
that's one of the few times in my life where I would have been literally been like, isn't it weird that they didn't rape me? It's
yeah,
really fucking weird that they didn't rape me. They seemed like they were going to rape me, then they didn't rape me. What the fuck is going on? I'm actually more concerned now.
yeah. And I'm just trying to figure out like why did we need that? And then after the shower moment, they drag them off to the little cells,
Yep.
and all of the little cells, there's like a number taped to the wall, like the little
For
stickers on your
some of them,
mailbox.
by the
For
way,
some of them,
did you
for
notice a
some,
couple of them didn't?
yeah,
And that's the only way, by the way, that you're gonna know that's how, unless you identify them basically by stereotypes, because that's what they are.
yeah,
Otherwise, they are only identified by numbers. So there's a couple of people that you will never see their number. There is no number on their clothing. It's literally
yeah,
that one spot on the wall, and the numbers are not there at all for some people. And then it's like they got the idea to do it after like 2 or 3 actors had already shot all of their
yeah,
shit. And so they were just like, yeah, fuck it, no one will notice.
yeah. Let's go.
Or I have to imagine they went, no one's gonna see this piece of shit. It's a money laundering operation after all. Otherwise, of course we're gonna notice.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, oh man. And then from this point on,
And it in the movie with the title and the way it looked, there's so much you could do with it to make it what this one could not be because it was
almost
just
anything else would have been more interesting.
yeah, because this thing kind of bores me the first, 20 minutes. And then it kind of makes me scratch my head when I start watching the creepy, shower scenes. And then you're going to put me all into these. Now we're in our little rooms.
Yeah.
Now we're in our little, I guess it's supposed to be these little concrete type rooms.
Yeah, because I said they notice when they wake up that the room doesn't have a door.
Yeah.
There's just a thin mat, a piss and shit bucket, a water bottle, and a styrofoam plate with oatmeal. No utensils, and as someone points out, no toilet paper either. So I will say this: when they first started waking up, that is the best time in this whole movie.
Yeah.
That's the only interesting time. That's actually the only time where this movie seems to actually follow its own plot that it's set out to do. That's the one time that everything that's happening on screen makes sense
Yeah.
at the exact moment it's supposed to be happening and when it's supposed to make sense. And at that point, I was almost had some hope. Because at this point too, I was like, maybe it is a fucked up movie. Some
Yeah.
fucked up movies don't have, I knew it had a 2 on IMDb before I watched it, but I didn't dig down in.
Yeah.
And I mean, a lot, as well as I, a lot of the gory, fucked up movies we watch are sitting in 3s and stuff on IMDb
Oh, yeah.
because people just hate that shit. Some people do.
Yeah.
And so I was still like, whatever. So this gave me a glimmer of hope because I liked that. I was like, oh shit, okay, cool. And then we were cutting, and I was like, we got various shots of different people exercising, people doing meditation, people starting to try to set routines. There was some people talking about like, oh, I read doing this and that. And again, I was like, fuck yeah. We got something interesting. Here we go. Somebody took over that gave a shit. Yep. They just had to get to this point, but that hope got dashed pretty quick though.
It did because holy shit. If there was a time in this movie when I'm watching it on YouTube that I was using that little 10-second skip,
this was it
from this point on.
Yeah.
Because once you start and you realize pretty fucking quick.
And feel free, you're not going to miss a fucking thing.
Yeah. You realize pretty fucking quick that this is as good as it's going to get. At this moment, you realize like every time you fucking see a little scene and then you see another little scene and then you think, okay, maybe you're baby stepping us into this thing.
Yeah.
And so next thing you know, we get another little round, another little go plate comes sliding in. Oh, we're on a whole nother fucking day now. Maybe some shit's about to get amped up.
Yeah.
No. fuck no. Now we go through another whole routine. And then my brain, not the smartest guy in the world, start going to I'm thinking like, is this it? Like we've maxed. It's not getting any better the rest of the way.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what it gives you is just this fucking, and I'm like 10 seconds, 10 seconds. And because you start realizing that nothing's going to fucking happen.
Yeah.
Nobody's going, nothing. You realize it. The only big thing is like, oh shit, it's official.
Yeah.
This was not a real game show and they're not letting them out.
And what starts getting so, and for me was, so there's a couple of times where on screen it'll show, so everything at this point starts falling apart eventually. Everything they've kind of established with they're in these cells. There's no way out of these cells. The contestants can't see anyway. There's just this latch where every day they get given one bottle of water, one styrofoam plate of oatmeal. Okay, we've got some establishments going here. What we're going to witness is psychological breaking. Okay, yep. Now, again, very fine premise. But when you consider, and if you've watched the movie up until this point, you realize that a psychological movie is not in these people's hands. It's not in these people ain't capable of handling such a thing. And, they couldn't handle a gore, your bottom of the barrel gore fest movie at this point. They're screwing the pooch on that even. And so like the time frames kept jumping around.
Yeah.
You realize I couldn't figure out what day anybody was on. I'm assuming you were supposed to count plates. And there was a couple of people that were. Yeah, but then it would cut to one scene where someone had 4 plates, and then it would cut to another scene of someone else, and they only had 2 plates.
Yep.
Again, where we go, that's what we said earlier. This is not a budget issue. This is not giving a fuck. We noticed that watching it for the very first time. How do you sit there and edit a movie and watch something over and over and over again? And this is what happens.
Yeah, that's the thing that kept jumping out to me was like, and I was like you, when it first kicked off and they're waking up in the cell, and I had that moment of like, okay, this is going to be the titty shot. This is going to be that part of when you're giving me a cheap movie, but you're going to be good enough to give me.
No, the shower rape scene was the titty shot.
I guess
where
so.
that one guy
trust me, when I first started watching this on YouTube and it got to that shower scene and old girl dropped her towel and I couldn't see shit, I'm thinking in my mind, I was like, is this some fucking YouTube shit? Is that why I can't see the boobies? But no, they didn't give us boobies for this movie. But when we get to this part of the movie where they're waking up and you're like,
if ever there was a movie that needed gratuitous nudity, if ever there was a horror movie, we've all seen them. We've seen them, especially in the 80s. This one needed a lot of boobs to have any justification.
Yeah, you needed to get something to get my attention off from what I was seeing. Every now and then, if you'd throw some nice little boobies in there, like
a casual cock would have been a welcome at this point.
I would have welcomed a casual cock with this thing. I'd be like, oh shit.
Which is crazy. And I'll point out as we're mentioning that, again, we're supposed to be seeing psychological breaks here. There is no nudity, by the way. There is no nudity. People are psychologically breaking. We'll get into that further, but there is no nudity. So again, they even have the perfect excuse that makes sense. You're breaking, you're tearing, you guys are, because I don't know how familiar you are with, I think it's just what they would consider a creepypasta, like one of those made up creepy internet stories about the Russian sleep experiment. Where, and they've made a couple of movies based off of it. I kind of thought it was going to be kind of a different twist on that even.
Yeah.
And that would have been interesting. They could have ripped that off and it would have been more interesting than this. But that was because I was good. I go like contestant 18. So we're after the first time we see the latch open and the water and oatmeal comes in. All right. I was still hopeful at this point. Then we get to contestant 18. It's looks to be an older lady. it was with her for a little bit. I haven't started hammering the 10-second jump quite as hard yet. She throws up the X. They do this onto the camera to quit. And she confesses that she has PTSD and lied about it in order to get on the show. Yeah. And I put there like ... looks to be day 2 because I'm trying to figure out what's going on at this point. And then it goes contestant 183. This is the older man, right? The older white guy. I was like, he just threw up an X and quit. Looks to still be day 2. And then my next line was, it would be cool if they had kept a day count and a clock on the screen during the scenes, almost like it was security footage and live stream. A lot of people have dates and times on it. That would have easily made sense. And you don't have to pay for that. I have basic video editors right now that have that ability on there. Again, it's not a budget. It's a lack of caring. I was like, to know how long each one is lasting. And then I was like, we're now on day 4. Looks like no one quit on day 3. And then I was like, we're now showing contestant 183 and contestant 18. Looks like quitting didn't work, but it doesn't look like another 2 days have passed in their cells. They're not worn down anymore. There's no extra boxes. And then contestant 184 keeps giving historical facts. And contestant 2018 keeps asking for medicine and saltine crackers. And that's all it is.
At least you cared enough in your notes to put the fucking numbers down, because in my notes, I had shit like, old white lady, dumb blonde, cheating wife. Then I had one for the fucking, the creepy, I don't know if he was fucking Indian or whatever he was, the one that was like jacking off in the corner type
dude.
Oh
my God. Yeah. He was a fucking hoot.
But it was crazy because like this goes back early on when you first meet this dude, which was so fucking odd to me because he puts off this full arrogant, like, okay, he's meant to be the arrogant guy going into the fucking.
Well, wasn't he the one that said he had done time before? So he felt very confident he could do this.
Yeah. And he was all like, because he does the thing when he finally looks in the camera, they showed his little interview, or he says some shit like, I like me. I know you like me.
You're good. Keep going. I got to switch my charger real quick.
Oh, yeah, go ahead. But he's like, yeah, you love me. But then when it shows him in the fucking cell, he's got this whole different demeanor about him now. Like he's like, poor, pitiful me. And the whole fucking scene of them in the cells became so repetitive. Certain ones, were okay with it. But God, I think what would have helped it so much if you'd have just gave me the fucking, followed it in day order. Day 1, day 2. You didn't even have to really give me a time. You just let me know like we're on day 2. Now they're in there, day 3. Because at one point I see a scene where I'm counting like 7 fucking to-go plates. And then the next shot I get is somebody with like 4.
Yes. And like thankfully there's one contestant whose whole mental breakdown seems to be over trying to figure out how many days he's actually been in there.
Yeah.
And, that would have been a very valid question. Everyone is starting to figure out, hey, I'm quitting and they're not letting me. Like, how many days have I been in here?
Yeah.
But some people don't care. I just kind of, and so this is where I started to get really annoyed because I was like, contestant 58 is the younger Asian guy.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, contestant 58 is now being recorded, obviously from a handheld. Like someone is in the room with him on a show called Solitary Confinement. So there we go again. And that's not budget. That had to have cost extra. That's an extra setup. That's an extra different shot. You've got a light. That's an extra everything. That's time. Time is money. So even if you didn't have to do jack shit other than the time to film it, so it's not budget, right? And then I was like,
that annoyed me. Like I was okay with the camera mounted up in the top looking down. It should have stayed that way. because it gave more of that found footage type feel.
Everything that this movie needed to do, the camera, that one camera in the corner in the room was not the fucking problem with this
No,
movie. It
no,
was what was going on. Everything that could have went on in the room to have been interesting, that camera could have picked it up. It would have
yeah,
worked fine.
yeah.
And it's like that was like day 5 and contestant 1312. And I literally had to look that up, as she is the only contestant so far without numbers on her wall, is pregnant and having complications, clearly lied to get on the show. She may be having a miscarriage. 2018 just quit. 58 has another obvious cameraman in the room again with completely different lighting this time. Contestant 18 now has a cameraman in her room too. So does contestant 184. I hate when films do this. And then at this point, it just starts being a montage of people trying to quit.
Yeah.
And they're not. And it's boring. It's been boring this whole fucking time. And it's annoying. Like, that's the whole thing. It's like, if I wanted to give a shit about any of these characters, I can't. How should I give a shit? At one point, there was that guy. He looked, maybe he's like a 40 or 50-year-old, like maybe Indian, Middle Eastern guy.
Yeah, the bald guy. Yeah.
I don't think it ever showed him with anything more than 2 plates in his room. And so then you go to IMDb and where is it? So it's like in the trivia section gives it away. And I would imagine this is the kind, with a movie like this, it's probably trivia that the actual filmmakers put up or someone associated with it. It's like let's see here. The only communication was between the actor and the director. Actors spent hours actually locked in the cells. The crew would film 3 actors a day. And where was it? There was over 100 hours of footage to go through by the end of filming. The first rough cut of the film was over 14 hours long. Whoever saw that had to have fucking killed themselves. We'll never know who they were because it would be they're
no longer with us.
No, the FBI's been trying to solve it for fucking years. No.
Yeah, I read that too when I was looking through afterwards. I was like,
but then you see the very next line. In contrast, the original script was 9 pages long. Now, for anyone who doesn't know anything about thing with making films, you kind of follow a rule of roughly a page a minute, right? Now, you've obviously, this one here is probably letting people more freestyle. So a lot of what was actually even in the script was just directions for how he wanted it to go. Yeah. But this is the point where they needed scripting. They needed more directing because, like I said, with that older-ish Indian guy or Middle Eastern guy, I got to imagine that whatever segment they had of his, that was all that was interesting or that was worth keeping. And so that's why it bounced around. I guess I don't.
Yeah. The bouncing around part is what annoyed me because I caught myself, instead of watching the movie, I'm counting fucking to-go plates. Like every time it would cut, I would try to see like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then it would be like, this one's only got like 3. And so then in my brain, I'm trying to do math, and I don't like doing fucking math, people. And I'm trying to figure out, like, okay, are we on day like 7? This is day 8? And you never really know. It'd been cool to be able to see, like, man, day 2. And look at this motherfucker right here. This little pussy already fucking losing his shit on day 2. But we don't know. We never know what day this person lost their shit.
No, and like I said, there's scenes where like you see people suddenly going crazy, like like near the end where everyone's kind of going almost like animalistic, I didn't see what led to it. I didn't see a breaking point. The last time I saw this person, it looked like it was day 1 or 2.
Yeah.
And they seemed to be fine. And now suddenly they're, whatever at the end. And like, yeah, dude. Because then I was like, here we go. Pretty sure contestant 1812 was beating off in the corner. He looked to be legitimately fucking his own hand.
It was like, where did this come from? Like, there's been you
And
know,
again, yeah, no, there was not enough. And that's the thing. Like, there was no deterioration in the room over
no.
time. Like, and I get it. I do. I don't get it. I don't. I want to say I get it, but again, there is nothing.
I
It's just
remember
lack to
when the
attention of details.
like even when it got to the part of like, you know, with the shit in the buckets. One of the things
And that was very next. I was like,
yeah.
contestant 84 is retching over the smell in her bucket.
But see that part to me was one of the fucking annoying parts because at this point, when this starts happening, you're in my brain. I'm going, okay, well this is about 4 or 5 days into this, you know, and she's finally snapped. But then when she goes to the bucket and they let us see inside the bucket. Now, if you got me
The clip
thinking
of the bucket must have been in my 10-second skip. I don't remember seeing the end of the
there
bucket inside the bucket.
there is a scene where she's
Okay.
reaching in the bucket to try to throw shit at the camera. When she takes the lid off and you see inside the bucket, all you see is a little puddle in the bottom of it that looks like a little fake dookie that they put in there for them to grab and throw. Now I'm going, we're day 4 or 5 into this. This old girl has peed in this thing a couple times, maybe, possibly took that little dookie in there. So
Yeah.
when you show me the bucket, I shouldn't see a white bucket with inside of it with just this little spatch of dookie for her to reach in and throw out. Because I'm like, this bucket should look kind of nasty. And I'm sitting there, and then as she's throwing it, the whole little like throws it, and the whole like they're fucking dying.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. I. That's why I put the word retching. Like, if you could,
Yeah,
I mean, think of it like, yeah. I mean, it was as if something was in there that had fucking, I mean, died, and whatever. I don't know about the decomp. If
yeah,
Joe was here, she could tell me whatever point of human body decomposition that is like the worst smell wise.
yeah,
It's like that was going on in her bucket. And again, it if you wanted to have that in there, you could have changed up the food you were giving them. You could have had more of a buildup to show that maybe she had been having issues adjusting to just the water and the oatmeal or something, to know that was this whole person's arc was the vomiting and shit, whatever, but that would have required some thought and something. But yeah, you're right. Just absolutely, like, she's just losing her mind, like it's the worst thing
yeah,
ever. And then it cuts right to 1812 is requesting a real woman and requests a napkin to clean up his mess.
yeah. And there's a part where it shows him when he's talking to the camera. It's like he's looking in the corner, like he sees a lady there. Like in his brain, he has snapped, and now in the corner was this lady that he was fucking, where he was just over there fucking working his meat. And I'm sitting there because when it first showed it, I'm like, I was like, is this fucker jacking off in the corner? And then
And it,
it was like, why?
and again, let me say this to everybody. There is at no time where anything in this movie, whether it's actually saying what day it is on the screen, the few times it randomly completely does that at random, there's no
Yeah,
rhyme or reason to the like 2, 3, 4 times it happens, or the counting the plates, for sure no more than 7 days have passed.
yeah,
All right. Now, granted, it's not the best of conditions, but there's nothing trying to keep them up. I guess there is a light in the room, but it's not like there's noise. Any noise in the room is them. There is a mat for them to sleep on. They're not being well fed, but you're talking. Think about POWs,
oh yeah,
right?
oh yeah,
We're and you're telling me, like, I can understand people just getting sick and tired of it, but you're telling me people are having complete psychological breaks from reality.
yeah,
And again, maybe one or two of them would, but every single person,
yeah,
including the guy who has served time before, and has said he's done. I think he mentioned he had to spend some time in the hole or some shit like
Yeah.
that. He's snapping to the point where he's thinking he's seeing like spirit women and he's
Yeah.
fucking his hand in the corner.
Fucking them in the corner.
This guy, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
But then the scruffy white dude has been meditating the whole time and he's keeping his shit together. Because then I was like, 1312 is throwing her shit at the camera and it's making her puke. Again, it wasn't earned, but I thought whoever that actress was, I thought that scene she did good. Like if she would have been in a disturbing movie,
Yeah.
like that would have been scene would have fit. Again, it was, but in this movie, it was yet another scene with a tone and everything that didn't fit.
Yep.
And then I went, contestant 1013 is still here. And then another flash, I was like, who is contestant 1212? She just quit. And I was like, characters are not getting anywhere near the same amount of screen time.
No. And it, like the one for me that stood out was the one that started counting the screws,
Yes, and that was
which then told me that these rooms are made of sheetrock, not cement walls.
yes.
Because she starts going down every little scene, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And she just starts, over and over and over and over. And I'm going, okay, so these aren't cement walls. At some point, if I wanted to get out of there bad enough, I'm going to take that bucket.
Well, and again, that would have been a proper scene.
Yeah.
You got great scenes there to offer us. I mean, not even over the top gore, but you're making a horror movie that's called
Yeah.
Human Zoo. You got scenes to show us some blood and some guts here. People trying like to claw out of the walls, thinking they can get through,
Yeah.
and their fingernails breaking. You've got ways of doing. Like I said, it was one of those where I was like, I feel like making a better Human Zoo movie out of fucking spite because I don't. It's not hard. It's not hard to do what they did. They did the bare minimum. And I'm sorry for any actor, anybody on the crew. Again, if you were giving it 110%, I'm not even going to say that your best wasn't good enough. But there were so many people around you who clearly didn't give a shit that it made it seem like none of you gave a shit.
Yeah. It was, and that's where it rides all the way to the end. Because it literally nothing happens other than them 1 minute dancing and exercising in the room. Next time you see them, they're fucking losing their minds. Nothing gets crazy. Nothing gets like. I think only one like maybe killed themselves. The one that fucking had.
Oh, I can go through. I got like 5 more points where like I was kind of following it because I mean we're getting close to the end now. Now again, if you actually just saw it in a list form, the little bit of stuff that we've mentioned. This has taken about an hour and 15 minutes. I would say at least a solid hour to an hour and 15 of the changing shots of an individual in the room. That's all that's happening. All right. And it's just switching characters. And so now it's now day 6 in 1812 cell. I know that because that's one of the scenes that actually popped it up on there. Again, there's no rhyme or reason to when and why that's done. And then I put, and he quits, but 1013, which was the scruffy, like, no, it wasn't him. It was the guy who was trying to figure out what day he was on. And he had the most food boxes in his room. I was like, but 1013 just had 7 because I paused and counted.
Yep.
I was like, 1013 just had 7 food boxes in his room in the scene right before the scene that said it was day 6 in 1812's room. Next point, forgot 1018 was here. Now, 1812 is riding in his own poop. 184 keeps having scenes with only 2 plates on the ground, and he seems to have his sanity. Everyone else seems to be on day 6 or 7 or 8 now. Now, one of the girls is having a seizure and seems to have died.
Yeah.
1043 has 9 plates on his floor. The very next scene has day 6 showing on the screen. Yep. I'm over this. Credits, thank fuck.
Yeah. It was one of those that I caught myself through the skipping of pausing it just to see how many minutes were left because I realized nothing's going to happen. And even when I
Yes.
was 10 seconds skipping, you can tell if I needed to stop if I thought maybe some shit's happening. But no, it's nothing happened. The only time I stopped it toward the end was just to see what fucking if old dude had whacked off in the corner anymore, because that was the only entertainment I was getting. Like, this motherfucker got him a little she ghost over there in the corner that he just banging the shit out of, and he's making all these stupid shits like, you send me a napkin in here, and it was just, and nothing fucking happened. And I feel like it was been so easy to add just a few things. Like you said, there could be somebody losing their mind wanting to fucking like scraping on the walls or scraping on the floor or banging their head against the wall, something, you
Well,
know.
and I would understand one of the ways of doing a movie like this where budget would be a concern. Again, we've pointed out how many times it had nothing to do with budget and everything to do with carelessness. But if you had a movie like this that had budget restraints, would be if you were trying to show someone being held in there for a long period of time, because you got to show physical deterioration
Yeah.
that requires makeup. Can you afford to have an actor lose 20 pounds? And in this instance, can you have 8 of them do that? No. So again, you could have implemented something where there was gas getting put in the room or something.
Yeah.
If you needed people to start legitimately going insane in less than a week, you could have done that. You could have been paying attention to your food boxes. You could have just had a serious. It would have been better if by formulaic everyone snapped on day 5 for some reason. You could have explained that away, even with the gas or something.
Yeah.
If you had one person even, but showing a silhouette watching the screens of what's going on. You didn't even show viewers watching this live stream. You didn't even have anyone cutting back to like a conversation about how successful it was. Nothing, dude. This movie is,
Because they give it away early when it kind of first kicks off, where they do give you one shot of the producer dude sitting at his desk, and
yeah.
he's got like one laptop. And right then I was like, this ain't no TV show. This
No, it's
motherfucker
bare
getting his
bones.
Yeah, this motherfucker getting his jollies off watching these videos of these people trapped in this room. And
Yep.
that was it. And so you kind of know early on that the shit ain't legit. But then you get us in there and you're gonna put us in these rooms, and I just feel like there was just nothing happened.
You've seen,
Nothing.
everybody who's watched enough horror movies has seen someone that's basically in solitary confinement, no matter if
Yeah.
they're in it for only a scene in the movie or if they're in it for the whole movie. But there's tons of horror movies where someone's in solitary confinement for a scene. And I, there, this movie would have had more of a right to have existed as a straight knockoff where it just pilfered every idea for this kind of thing from every other movie and just repackaged it and even didn't even do a good job with it. I don't This one is literally, it baffles me. It baffles me. I think of some of the movies that I've disliked the most that I've ever watched, and I won't say never,
Yeah.
but I'm really having a tough time thinking of one where all I could feel, I almost felt like the filmmakers were laughing at me for watching this because it was so fucking pointless. It was so like, and again, it wasn't amateurishly made. There were certain scenes that looked right. Like you
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Like an amateur would have done better than this. Like, that's what I don't understand. And how the fuck was why the fuck was Robert Carradine there? This motherfucker gets paid to act. This dude acts for a living, regardless of, I'm sure he's worth a few million. He's been in the business long enough to have at least been worth a few million, and he's from the Carradine family. How the fuck did you? And clearly you couldn't afford him much because he fucking clearly ran off the clipboards.
Yeah.
And that one I will say, yeah, if you post anything, you should post the link to this video to this movie as well. You should at least go check that scene out. Again, I was so waiting for him to go like just like dude, because everything about it felt like it was the first take. It was the first time he had seen that script. He came in, they handed him the clipboard, like they had him for like half an hour. Like, like he was on lunch break for another movie and came and done this shit. They paid him in cash. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like because, this shit.
When he showed up, it shows him like that part after he gives the little talking to, he gets this one little creepy scene where he's like walking down the little dark, purpley looking hallway, and then that's kind of it. You don't see him again. There's no moment where he's having his
No, there's that, and then there's that shot in the office.
Yeah,
and that's
shot in the office. That's it. Yeah, and
I don't think he doesn't talk when he's in the office either, does he?
No, he's just watching the monitors.
So only one scene where he speaks, and he's reading off of a fucking clipboard. The other scene, they're filming him from behind while he's walking down a hallway. They could have done that while he was leaving the fucking building.
Yeah,
they probably did. He probably didn't even know. He probably wasn't even on a clock when they did that. Yep. And they fucking like snuck that and was just like, fuck yeah, I got some B-roll and didn't even pay for it, bro.
Yeah.
Again.
And at least you knew who he was. I didn't know who he was.
Oh, bro. I mean, you know me with this. Yeah. I have that's one of my autisms, I guess. And my wife and you and anyone who's watched me do shows with you and stuff in the past know, like, as soon as I saw it, I was like, fuck, dude, that's Lewis. I love Revenge of the Nerds. That's one of my favorite 80s comedies of all time.
Yeah.
And yeah, dude, like it. I will say this, dude. I mean, it's obviously a kill for me. Fuck this movie. Fuck everyone involved. Yeah. Again, anybody who really tried, I will not say that you were not successful. I will simply say that everyone around you tried so little that they brought it down to the point where if you tried, I couldn't tell. And I apologize. Yeah. I wish you well, and hopefully I'll see you try good and something else down the line. Robert Carradine, if for God's sakes, if anyone who even fucking knows him, tell us why he was in this. I'm genuinely curious why he was here.
Maybe he lost a bet,
Right?
He lost the yearly, fantasy football league, and they were like, "What do you want me to do?" Oh, you're going to act in my fucking movie.
Right. Did he meet some rando guy at a fucking blackjack table and fuck up? Like, I don't know. This is the kind of movies that looks like it's for laundering money. Again, feel free if you are a fan of movies that are so bad they're good.
Yeah.
That is also really subjective. I love movies that are so bad they're good too.
Oh, yeah.
But this is not one of them for me. Usually when something's so bad it's good, you can tell someone tried, but they either didn't know what they were doing or they didn't have the budget. I don't believe anyone tried here. And
yeah, that's the part that said to me where I felt like it just didn't put effort into it. They were just like, we're gonna fucking do this. And
I will say this. Let me say this. I will not level that at the actors.
No,
the actors, for better or worse, whatever your level of you think of their talent, all of the actors seem to genuinely be trying to do something.
Yep.
So I wish this is on the director, producer, everybody behind the scenes. This is who fucked this movie up. It's nobody that's on camera. I mean, there was some bad acting in here, but nothing worse than I've seen in a ton of other horror movies.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But the level of not giving a shit in this movie is astounding. Like, it's almost worth it to watch it just to see, like, how did someone complete? They managed to fully put together and complete an almost 2-hour movie. Yet the whole time, it never once seems like they gave a shit.
Yeah, it really didn't. There was parts where some of the acting where it just like you can tell they were paid to be there, and it was just, and for me, good God, hell yeah, it's a fucking kill.
Yeah. And you could tell the actors that the directors and stuff thought that were the better ones. They were mostly right. But the ones that you don't see very much, like where you're like, holy shit, they barely got any time in this movie, yet they were supposed to be as important of a character as all of these people.
Yeah.
It was mostly because they weren't that good at acting, and I would imagine they didn't have much that the directors found interesting. Several of the females I thought gave convincing horror movie, certainly for being at this level of horror movie, they gave Oscar worthy performances for this piece of fucking shit. So yeah, I won't say there was nobody with talent involved in this. I don't believe anybody who made this movie gave a fuck. There was actors who gave a fuck. There may have been somebody helping with catering that gave a fuck. Outside of that, I don't believe anybody gave a fuck. I really don't.
Mm-mm. No, and it was. I was glad it was over when it.
Oh man, that was.
And it just the way it just ends. It's just like, and
yeah, it just fucking wet farts the ending.
Yeah,
everything about which normally, usually in a horror movie, that's especially if it's a good one, that's what you're worried about. You're like, oh man, please stick the landing. Horror can fuck up an ending so bad, and it'll be so good, and then the ending will just shit the bed. And this one is the final insult on its way out. Also does the biggest fucking limp dick fucking, pushing rope fucking fuck you it could possibly do before the credits roll. It's one final fuck you, dude. It was. I'm actually liking more that I saw this movie solely to talk shit about it.
Yeah.
So I will say that if you've got someone else that you know that will watch this with you so y'all can talk shit about it, it might be a fuck. A grimy, gross, dirty fuck.
Like a dirty threesome fuck on it, what it had to be.
Bro, no, I'm talking about, bro, one of those nights when you jumped on the grenade at the bar, but you weren't shielding any friends. You you jumped on the grenade because you needed the grenade. That's what fucking this movie is. For a buddy of yours, or like, maybe you and a buddy tag team a real fucking dog, and it's worth it to have the funny story. That's what this movie is. This is a donkey show in Tijuana. You're only watching it for the story, to talk about watching it. That's the only value it's going to bring to your life.
Yeah. It wasn't fun at all.
No, this was far funner.
Yeah.
This 2 hours went by far quicker than that hour and 49 minutes did.
Yeah. And for me, I have this ability to where once I start a movie, I have to finish it. It doesn't matter how bad it gets. I have to get to the end. This has been the only movie I have ever 10-second fast forward through.
Certainly this much.
Yeah. I went through that whole, I don't know how many toward the end, where I'm just like, and I'm just waiting for the little screenshot as I'm fast forwarding to show me something, a little, anything, and nothing. And then you just get to the end of it and be like, all right, we're done. It's like, oh, I think I'm done.
Yeah. Oh, dude, it's the most, it's the most selfish orgasm that a partner's ever had. And then they just left you cold. They were done. They were fine. Yeah. They're good.
Just roll right over.
The movie's done. Don't ask for a plot. It's done.
Yeah.
The movie's over. Didn't you see the credits?
Yeah.
The movie's done.
That little part where you just roll over and you just snatch the condom off and kind of throw it at them. Like, I'm done. And that's the way it ended. It was like this, like, we got ours. So
and what makes it even more skippable with that 10-second thing is that no scene actually progresses. So for instance, if it cuts to a character and in that scene, that character is angry about getting oatmeal again. Yeah. For that whole scene, that character's just going to bitch about the oatmeal. Yep. There's not going to be any progression. Then the next time you see the next scene with that character, now maybe suddenly they're tearing at their clothes and they're mad because nobody's letting them leave. There's no progression in the scene. Like the scene is the scene. That's it. When dude's fucking his hand in the corner, that's it for that scene.
Yeah.
Then it goes and plays another scene or two. Then we cut back to a scene of him, and it's all about him asking for a napkin and a real woman. And he's looking in the corner like Jay's thinking that he sees a fucking ghost woman. And then that's that scene. That's it. There is no progressing. And so, like, literally, you could, you know, how you can kind of go down with your mouse down the timeline on, and it got the mini pop up. You
Yeah.
could basically do that.
That's
And
what I
if
was
you,
doing.
yeah, and you're not going to miss because no scene progresses within the same scene.
Yeah.
If you're
Lucy's
like,
back. Lucy's back. Lucy's on a smoke break. Lucy's smoking
oh,
one right
she's
now.
on Smoko.
She
There
says
we go.
she's got 10 minutes to smoke with us.
Oh, you Lucy, if you know anything about me and Jay, 10 minutes is more than enough.
Plenty of time. Yeah,
but
but this
yeah,
thing,
dude.
this thing just I because it was one of those movies that had, damn it, if you hadn't have fucked me with the cover, that's what pisses me off more than anything. If it gave me a cheesy, shitty looking cover that automatically set off my little like radar of knowing like this is gonna be a fucking shit show. This is gonna be a pile of dog shit. And I'm okay with it. I'm still gonna watch it.
Well,
Just
see, and I think you and I take personal offense because we see we've seen the movies where you could tell, you know, that a lot of the budget went into creating the cover art and thinking of a cool name, and then they just shat out a movie. Like,
yeah.
someone had the cover art and the name, and they're like, we got to make a movie to match this.
Yep.
And I this one though, it gave me, like, if I stumbled across it, and I like, particularly me and you, if either one of us stumbled across it and had no knowledge of it, it looks like it could be kind of a fucked up movie.
Yeah.
Like, it gives me that vibe. The name, the
Yeah.
way the cover looks. I'm thinking, all right, man, I could be in. I might have me a nice, you know, undiscovered, you know, gem. And even if it's not, I haven't heard any of the other people that watch, you know, fucked up things, you know, talk about it. So maybe I'll have a new one that I can mention. No, man, and this is oh yeah, the cover, again, anybody who's thinking this movie was made 5 years ago, nobody, people who are in this movie didn't remember this movie. Someone, that's a good title for a movie. Someone should use it and take all the thunder away from this movie. This movie deserves to be relegated to the dustbin of history.
Yeah.
And I still want to know why Lewis from Revenge of the Nerds was here, and what led to him only giving them a clipboard reading, because I know
he
for a
read
fucking
he read it
fact
right
that's what
off
he
that
did.
fucking clipboard.
Nothing. There's no fucking way, bro. I'm telling you, people.
Yeah.
If you think like that, it may have suggested, no. Like, you should watch it just to see how fucking obvious it is that this dude was reading from a clipboard.
What was his name?
Right, the actor,
Yeah.
Robert Carradine.
Okay, let's just say Robert was his name, or Mr. Carradine. You
Yeah.
imagine that the day of he comes walking in the room, the producer goes, well, good afternoon, good morning, Mr. Carradine. And Carradine's just like, shut the fuck up, where's my lines? And they just basically like head in the clipboard, and he like knows like exactly like, you got one fucking take, guy. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
dude.
step up there on that fucking X, and I'm gonna read this fucking clipboard, and that's all you get.
I'm
And
just curious if he fired his agent before or after.
yeah, because he was just like, thank you, Mr. Carradine. After he just kind of like flicks the keyboard at him when it's over, like, you fucking peasants. Like,
like a fucking like throwing a fucking t-shirt to the whore.
yeah,
Fucking
like,
clean out so she can go.
there's a whole little, like, you know, you get done fucking her, and as you walk
Towel
out
off.
the room, you get done fucking her, and as you're walking out the room, you just toss the condom at her, like snatch it
Yeah.
off and throw it at her. That's kind of what like he would have done at the end of it. Like, I just
That's what they
flicked you
paid
with this-
for, apparently. It's all they could
Yeah.
afford.
Yeah, here's your fucking clipboard, guy. Showed up.
Yeah, dude. It was it's like I said, it might be worth it for that, but that's literally the only thing interesting that's happened in this movie. And that's the most, again, it being boring is one of the worst crimes. And then again, it's one thing to be low budget. It's one thing to have bigger dreams than talent. It's quite another to look like you, like, if this was made now, it would be tough. I would want to know if it was AI or not.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would really be curious to know because it's that fucking disjointed.
Yeah.
It seems
It
like there's about 6 different directors. Like again, the fact that there was even 9 pages of a script, I'm like, there was a script for real.
yeah, and for me, I don't know shit about making movies or any of that shit. I don't know anything really. But for me to sit there as I'm watching it going and thinking to myself like, why would it's like I felt wrong for what I felt bad for it watching it to a point where I'm just like, oh, bless his heart. You know that old sign mom you say when you see an ugly baby and you'd be like,
Oh yeah,
oh,
bless
bless
his
his
heart.
heart. That's kind of what I felt for these motherfuckers. What like bless their heart, they tried. Like they did they try? Because fuck, I believe me and you could get together and take this fucking movie right here. This
Bro,
same movie.
I promise you. I promise you. I promise you I have kid number 5 on the way. I promise you I can afford more than one fucking a solitary room, and even if I couldn't, I could afford to at least edit this shit in some sort of order where there's a cohesion.
That's all it
Again,
needed. It needed that order.
you could have cut down on you didn't have to have as many people. There was so many
Yeah.
ways that they could have made this better, and that's the thing is that when it's that simple to fix things, it just annoys you to watch the movie.
Yeah.
It's one thing if it's a budget. All right, man, maybe this person genuinely there was nothing they could do. There's literally, we've all tried to make money. Sometimes you just can't make more money. It's
Yeah.
just not, you're not able to do it. So, okay, you made what you made. Sometimes you just really wanted to do it and prove you could do it. And it turns out you don't have any talent for it. Even though you made a movie, you made a shit movie because you're not a good director or actor or whatever, but you tried. This
Yeah.
reeks, again, not for the acting, to any of the actors, who would love to talk to Jay about this, that was involved in this thing. Feel free. Holy shit, I would love to know just
Yeah.
what all went on with this. Because again, the actors are the people I fault the least with this. They
No,
seem
the
like
actors, I wasn't even mad at the actors. I
seems like
wasn't.
they
Yeah.
tried to earn their paycheck, except for
Yeah.
Robert Carradine. Robert Carradine, thing. He showed up and was like, "I'm Robert Carradine. Where is the clipboard and the
Yeah.
script?"
Where do I stand and give me the clipboard? And
Yeah,
he literally like his agent told him about it like the day before. It was like, oh shit, I forgot to let you know tomorrow we got to go do this. And so he's already kind of pissed off,
yeah,
and
yeah.
he has to like do this thing.
This was Robert Carradine's day off.
Yeah, like he was supposed to just be chilling, and then
Yeah,
his fucking secretary or whatever fucked up the scheduling, and now he's having to show up on site to do this fucking movie, and he basically called ahead, and the agent was kind of like, "Look, uh,
yeah,
you got you got one time, don't fuck it up," and so he just shows up, bam, Mr. Carradine, fuck you, clipboard reads, dips out,
yeah.
you
Because
know,
the agent's got to be like, Robert. Good news and bad news. Good news, the check cleared,
yeah,
so they paid. Bad news, this is way worse than I thought it was going to be, Rob.
yeah.
Rob, I'm so sorry, Rob. Like, at that point you're trying to remind Robert Carradine of all the good times you and him have had together.
Yeah.
Because Robert, today is gonna be a low point.
Yeah. Yeah.
today, Robert, today we're making Human Zoo.
Yeah.
We're not
You
even making Revenge of the Nerds 5 today, Robert. Today we're making Human Zoo.
yeah.
Revenge of the mortgages due. That's
Yeah.
what we're paying. That's what we're doing today, Robert.
Yeah. Yeah. This is that like you're going to want to fire me by the end of the day, buddy. But yeah, it was just and it's very rare because trust me, I love just dirt cheap base bottom of the barrel type independent movie. I love them. I have watched many of them.
Yeah.
And there's been some that
there's
I
been a
have.
lot of good ones.
Yes, there has been some that some people would watch it and be like, "What the fuck?" And I watch it
Yeah.
and be like, "Man, that's so fucking good."
Yeah.
And and so I understand I love low budget. I love being able to see what somebody can do with less.
Yeah, because if you watch enough of it, you can tell
Yeah.
when someone gave it their best, but the budget wasn't there, or
Yep.
they just couldn't get if they, most of the time it comes down to budget. It's just a matter of where they needed it. Do they need it more in the effects department or more
Yeah.
in the actor department? But
Yeah.
you could sense that you could sense the passion there, the wanting to make it. And you could sense that way more in low budget movies than
Yeah.
any other type of movie, in low
Yes.
budget horror particularly. So when something's low budget, man, I'm happy about that. I'm
I
like,
am
oh
too.
fuck, man, let's rock.
Let's
Like,
do it. Yeah.
like Cannibal Mukbang when we talked about that a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
That was a great surprise, clearly low budget movie, but that shows what someone can do. And like I said, this movie's a fucking affront. It's not a
Yeah.
movie. I
Like
don't
I
know what
said,
this is.
they fuck you with the cover, people. They fuck you with the poster art. And this one was one of those movies that you look at it and it just like fucked you.
Yeah.
And it was just an hour and 40 minutes, man. Like this thing should have been.
It feels like a mini series.
It does. It seems so long. And
It felt like I watched that 13-hour cut they talked about that they originally had.
And and I enjoy it's a movie that can keep me entertained, and I enjoy the ride. I'm okay with. I'm one of those that can handle 2.5 hour movies and shit like that. If it lets me in, if I'm enjoying the ride, you know. But holy shit, if it a movie that makes me not pause it and look at how long I got left.
Yeah, it's.
But this one, man, I'm just like I'm pausing it. I'm like, just get to the fucking end. I'm Is because I'm thinking, okay, something's gonna happen at the end because you fucked us all the way through this thing. You're saving it for the end, but
dude, I mean, it's crazy how little they tried. Like once we're talking, like at the ending, like there is no payoff whatsoever.
No.
Like nothing. And that's the thing is like there's sometimes where like again like as I said earlier, like this movie literally felt like it was laughing at you for trying to watch it because I don't know. Again, there's a very easy to make. There's no good movie in anything going on here, but this is a very it's crazy that we should have just been talking about how by the numbers or boring this was. This is not a unique premise. It shouldn't have been hard to pull off, even with a very tiny budget. I don't know why they spent anything to get Robert Carradine there. He was a distraction. It was whatever money they spent on him. I enjoyed it because it was hilarious to just basically watch someone get their money stolen from them on camera. And that's what we watched Robert Carradine do. Like we watched him basically steal from someone. And like, so it was worth it for that. But outside of that, man, yeah, this movie, but I'm telling you, it might be worth it just to see if it may be worth it for a few laughs, for some shits and gigs.
Oh yeah, yeah. And that's what I said. You got to go watch it. You got to have your own. That way you can say you've seen it. I don't. Somebody that will tell me like you won't watch a movie because somebody tells you it's not good. Like, yeah, fuck you. Like if I'm gonna watch it. I have to watch it. It's just like last night when I came across fucking Stank Mouth.
Like, halitosis. Oh my god.
Halitosis. As soon as I seen the picture, I was like, I couldn't turn back at that point. As soon as I looked at it and I seen the picture, it just tractor beamed me in, and I was like, "There's no more scrolling tonight, baby. This is the one."
That's how I know the complete difference from you. If I would have been on Tubi and I would have found that, that's my cue to back out of Tubi, go back to the home screen, and start searching. I've went too deep. Yeah. Like I've went past my algorithm because there's no reason Tubi should have suggested that to me. So I am beyond the algorithm. I'm in the no man's land. It makes sense that Tubi suggested that to you. Like, I don't think you had to dig very far for Tubi to have suggested that to you.
No, I was like yesterday when I was looking, I was like, here we go. I'm just going to, and you click on one, then Tubi gives you that. You might also like this one.
Yeah.
And then you hit that one, and then it's like, you might also like, and it's like Tubi is walking you down the fucking rabbit hole. It's
Yeah.
like, we have such sights to show you.
Right.
They're trying to get you down there to
Hey, yeah, and you're
fucking,
sitting there and you're like, joke's on you. I'm into that shit.
yeah,
Bring it. Like
bring it
Jay just
on.
sits there's like halitosis, just starts twisting his nipples like,
Yeah, we got some
oh
fucking
yeah.
stank mouth.
Yeah. Oh,
Stank mouth.
this is a movie about someone's breath that kills people.
Oh
Yeah.
my God. But
Yeah. I am
man,
so fucking wet.
I was on it, man. There was no turning back once I seen the title and I seen the picture, and I was like, I got, it's like, I gotta know. It's like the fucking Epstein list. Like, I gotta know. Like, I gotta see it. And wow. And I remember 10 minutes into it, and I was texting you while I'm watching this thing. And I told John, I think I seen the worst horror movie I ever watched.
You're like, it's so bad. And yeah, this may actually be the worst horror movie I've ever watched. Now, keep in mind, we were going to review this last week.
Yeah.
The live stream, his internet shit the bed. So he sent this yesterday. So this is a post-human zoo, Jay. So
Yeah.
I told you, I think you've got to do an episode on it.
You have to watch it then, and you got to come on here to do the episode, because I'm telling you, that movie will not be any fun sitting on here by myself talking about it. I need somebody else to know that they seen it too. It was like if I say I seen a ghost and nobody believed me,
right?
Yeah, you seen that ghost too. That's the way Stank Mouth is.
Yeah, if a tree falls in the forest and no one's there to hear it, did it really make a noise? Kind of. I get it. I get it.
Because
I'm not gonna commit to that here. I will think about it. I may need to go see if there's a trailer before I can commit to that, because that is the kind of thing where I'll just sit there like the world will dim a little bit. Like I won't be as good of a father for a few days because like I'm so fucking jaded at everything now. Like so I gotta see. That could be a soul sucker.
Because it's one of those movies, like I love those movies that are just so dark and just get so nothing off limits type. I love that type of shit. But then this one was the only one that kind of was like I said, like I told you, to this date, that is the worst horror movie I've ever watched. And I was still, and that's not, yeah.
Was there any gross out moments?
Yes.
Oh,
there was some gross out moments, and there was funny. It gets.
Is that why it was so bad, or was it just poorly made?
No, it was just.
All right, well, don't spoil it. Now, let me think. Let me stew on it.
I'm telling you, it is nothing. I didn't know what I was getting into. I don't know. It was.
Yeah, dude, there's no way. I mean, granted, you may not have known how deep what you were about to get into was, but you don't pick a movie called Halitosis on Tubi for free and not know that you were getting into something. That's like being like, I didn't know it was going to go that far when I took the meth. Yeah. Like, well, I mean, that's like saying I didn't think I was going to kill her until I pulled the trigger. Well, you kind of tipped the scale when you did what you did. So we'll see.
It was, it is, and honestly, there's a part of me, as much as I said it was probably the worst one, I want to watch it again because I feel like there's some, maybe I missed other
then it can't be the worst one you've ever seen.
Because yes,
do you have any desire whatsoever to ever have to sit through Human Zoo again?
Oh, hell no.
I'll say this. I'd rather rewatch All Jacked Up and Full of Worms than this.
I would too.
Yeah. I'd probably still rather watch The Outwaters than this because I was just as bored and confused, but it was better to look at than this.
This is true. But yeah, I say, well, Stank Mouth, I say it's probably one of the worst, but You know, but that was last night in the
But see,
moment while I'm watching it.
also too, the movie is called Halitosis.
Yeah.
It's not acting like it. I mean, it's not trying to present itself as
Yeah.
anything, human zoo. Again, like we said, with the window view and
Yeah.
everybody in there, that was live from the get-go. It's a movie about solitary confinement.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, with the Human Zoo, they fucked you with the cover. Everything went to the cover to confusely mind fuck you and think you're getting something that you don't get. At
Yep.
least I can say with fucking Stank Mouth, by the look of it, I kind of knew what I was walking into. And so maybe possibly because last night I was watching it in the heat of the moment. And now I step back and we have to talk about the fucking Human Zoo.
You had to remind yourself about
remind
this.
myself that hold up, maybe Stank Mouth isn't the worst movie I've ever seen, worst horror movie I've ever seen. No, it's not. Because Stank Mouth, I could catch myself going back to for entertainment reasons alone.
See, again, there was actually, and I know we got to wrap up soon, so I'll say this: there was some company, we both buy Blu-rays. Yep. I forget which company, but they sell the physical version of All Jacked Up and Full of Worms, and they had it on sale one time. It was like $10 for it on Blu-ray, and I had it in my cart. I was this close to buying it. Almost a morbid curiosity of being like, well, I should own something that I despise this much. A, B, I'm kind of curious. Now, I would be curious to rewatch it and see if I still feel the same way. I don't see in that we did that a year or two ago. Yep. I don't see a year or two going by and me wanting to see if I have a fresh perspective on Human Zoo.
Exactly.
Because again, All Jacked and Full of Worms, there was someone trying to make a competent movie there. Yeah. Whether I liked it or not, someone was trying. You could smell the effort.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. I just need to be able to sniff some effort.
Yeah. But this never. And this again. Dude, this is a whole other fucking thing. This is, I've been trying to rack my brain of something that left me as unfulfilled. Yeah. And for almost 2 hours outside of a day at work. This movie felt like work.
Yeah, I didn't enjoy watching this one. I felt like coming on here to do a show about it was almost like working. And I always said, now that I'm retired, I'm not going to do anything that feels like work.
This movie did.
This movie damn near got me. I did not enjoy it. Mm-mm. And but yeah, it's one of those movies that like we can look back on like Chock full of worms and shit like that. But I would still pick that because it was just something to it that had me going like, holy shit, what the fuck is this? Where fucking Human Zoo, you gave me the same bland. The movie was basically what was in that fucking to-go plate. A bland plate of just plain old oatmeal.
Yeah, and a bottle of fucking
a bottle of water. A bottle of water and some oatmeal. The feeding that they were getting in the movie was the exact same feeding you got watching this thing. It's just a piece of styrofoam with some plain ass fucking shit and then a bottle of fucking water.
This movie's the styrofoam.
Yeah. Yeah.
This movie, because it's not even worth consuming. At least the oatmeal would keep you going. Yeah. Styrofoam is poisonous to eat. This movie's poisonous to watch. Again, you may like it. It may be so bad it's good. Everybody has their definition of what on the screen is bad that they find funny versus they find intolerable.
Yeah.
So that'll be completely up to the viewer. Again, give it a shot for that. You're not going to find anything redeeming in this movie. That I just promise you. If you again, unless you find some shits and giggles out of it, and I found a couple, but none of them worth ever revisiting.
No, not at all.
Yeah,
no.
And this is not one of those where I would, be like, dude, like I would, Even to kind of as a prank, I wouldn't tell someone to watch because I would just think most people would just turn it off.
Yeah,
like it wouldn't even be a prank. Like All Jacked Up and Full of Worms, I feel like they would at least keep watching it. Or there was a couple of really fucked up moments in that movie where if that made them stop watching it, I would get it. This I would just see them being like, I turned that boring piece of shit off. What the fuck was that?
Yep.
Like, it wouldn't even be a fun prank.
No.
They would get mad at me that I made them waste their time.
Yeah. And it is but like we tell you every time, every episode, go watch the fucking movie. Don't sit back and say, I'm not going to watch that movie because Jay and John got on there and fucking, shit all over it. I'm still telling you go watch it. Have your own fucking opinion of it.
Yeah, at
Just,
least you'll live in a world where all of us who are involved can at least die knowing that we're in a club that saw Human Zoo.
yeah.
We all saw Robert Carradine,
Read off a
clearly,
clipboard.
clearly not at his best. Like,
Do it.
just
Giving it
just
his all, but he
yeah,
gave it his all.
it's like watching someone go gay for pay. Like, it wasn't even pretty. It wasn't even enjoyable. It felt bad for everybody. Like, I bet the actors it wasn't even magical for them. They probably just saw him do it, was like, God damn,
is that going to be me in 20 years? Like, they look at me like fuck, is this it?
This is the name they're going to put on the box.
Yeah, like this is that's our big draw right there. And then it's kind of like, being at that stage of your career, because sometimes you look at, even big name sports people and stuff like that, you see them, like, you think to yourself, like, man, they had an awesome career. They should be just set up for life. And then you almost feel bad for them when you see some shit afterwards. And they're like going to these fucking festivals to sign a fucking $10 picture to get some money in their pocket. And you're sitting back going like, dude, you were like doing this. Now here you are this many years later, like you're still fucking figuring it out.
Yeah, like, did you lose your money? Why do you still need my $10?
Yeah, like, why are you sitting here right now with this fucking Walmart button up on, sitting here talking to me and charging me $10 to fucking have you sign a picture? Like, what wrong turn did you take?
Especially when it's someone, when you're like, damn, dude, like, you, like, they're there, they're like, you're like, oh, you played so and so in the 5th movie.
Yeah.
Fucking A, why are you here? Like, why did the event people pay? Like, I'm asking the coordinators, like, why did you pay him to be here? Who gave a shit? Like, did he have to ask off work from his real job so that he can come pretend he's an actor still?
Yeah, and he's got his own headshots. He's going to charge him $10 for this, and I'm like, I get it in certain different, like, some actors that go to these things just because they like to do it for the fans. I get all that shit there. But you can tell the ones that are doing it for the fucking, you need the fucking money. We can look at you and tell. Like, you're not doing it for the fans. You're not doing it because you enjoy being out there like that. You're doing it because, damn it, you trying to fucking eat next week.
Yeah. No, that's the thing, is like, you could tell, like, again, with the way he was reading off the clipboard and shit, like, he didn't even, like, this wasn't a favor to like a family member or something like that. At least it don't seem like it. Like, good Lord, if it is, like, but still, like, this is clearly like, this dude fucking, he probably had another one of these later that day. Like, just had several of them that week, and just no effort. But to be fair, I mean, there was nothing else in the movie that,
no,
worth him giving an effort. So
no, because I haven't thought, even that one part where he gave us the little walk down the hallway, listening to the chick on the phone. You made him think, oh, is this like really evil guy? We're about to get a little something from. No, it was just like this one moment for him to have this little shadowy looking purplish shot, and just be like, that was it. And I was
like I said, it doesn't take anybody. It's so simple. There's just so many simple things that anyone who's watched a movie before will look at and be like, you shouldn't have done that. Like, even if someone is so knows so little about making movies that they can't even tell you what they should have done, they would at least look at it and be like, this doesn't feel right. This doesn't look like people are going to feel where there's times skipping all over the place. Like, the whole point is to show people having a psychological break that is required over time, and you're fumbling the timeline. So, again, I could sit there and keep repeating, but I mean, we're already shit. It's been 2.5 hours now. But yeah, dude, this movie, I feel bad calling it a movie. It's a movie. By God, it's a fucking movie.
Bless his heart.
You can't take that away. Yeah, that is literally, that is the bless his heart compliment of this. By God, that's a fucking movie right there. Nobody can tell you it's not a fucking movie.
Yeah, you made a movie. You done did good, buddy. Yeah, you did good.
By God, it's got an IMDb and everything.
Damn right. Hey, I appreciate y'all stopping by for the fucking celebration show.
Yes. To everybody, thanks for hitting us up in the chat. Again, it was way more active than I think me or you thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
We planned for this to have nobody here. So
yeah, we was figuring on just me and John talking to each other, catching up like usual.
Basically, just live streaming us recording an episode.
Basically, this is how we do an episode. Like every episode we put up, it's basically done just like this with no plan, just getting on here and shooting our shot. And, but yeah, I appreciate everybody that stopped by. I appreciate everybody that got us to fucking over 500 subscribers.
Yes.
We're shooting for 1,000 next. I'm capping up my Frank Sinatra.
And I said it on the last one. I didn't say it on this one. When Jay hits 1,000, because he's gonna hit 1,000. At that point, he is officially a paid YouTuber. At that point, you cross the threshold where you could start making money. Not that we're anticipating that, but I told him in celebration of the fact that at that point he's officially a paid YouTuber. I'm gonna go out, even if I have to drive and road trip it. I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna go visit. I haven't visited his new house or anything like that. Seen the big basement. Go visit him, and we'll actually live stream together.
Yep.
And we'll have to do something. We'll have to do something crazy, fun for that one. But yeah, dude, it's nuts. You're at 533, and like I said, 1,000 will be here before you know it, because 500 got here. Once you crossed 100, 500 got here quick. And from the time you cross 500, you're at 533 now, man. So keep it up. Great job. Super fucking proud to play my little part in it. And to all 533 of the Fright Flick family out there, thank you all very much. Big time.
Oh yeah, always have a good time here. I appreciate everybody that listens and stops by, comments or whatever, that takes their time to listen to this fucking shit show. Looking forward to many more. Looking forward. This is Monday, and I'm looking for a movie to do for this week's show. So if anybody got any suggestions, drop me one. So I got to watch something this week. But yeah, we're about to seal up my Frank Sinatra until we hit 1,000. He's about to, take a little.
I told you, when I come out there for 1,000, we're gonna go somewhere. We're gonna go halvesies on. So we're gonna go we're gonna shoot the moon. About how much it would cost you to get like one of those Frank Sinatras. That's gonna be how much each of us is gonna throw in
for the next one up.
Yes, and we're gonna split that live. Nice. We'll go all out. We'll go find like some place, get us those places that get you, it makes the ice balls.
Oh, so yeah.
It's like the spheres of ice that goes in there. So you pour it right. We'll pinkies out that motherfucker.
Hey, we'll get real pinky up.
We'll have to make sure we review a real piece of shit for that one. So so that while we'll make sure we got some fancy cigars and booze and talk about one of the worst things that
we will talk. One of those that we'll talk down to it like we're the best fucking writers and directors ever with our cigars and drink. We'll just be talking down to some movie like you're fucking nothing.
Yeah. We're going to have to find one. So if you guys can find one that you think is worse, we need to find something worse than Human Zoo for the 1,000. So everybody, all the Fright Flick family, be on the lookout for that, and make sure that you put that in the comments. You think there's something that's a bigger piece of shit than Human Zoo for 1,000 subs, let Jay know.
Yep. And we're gonna get out of here. I appreciate the ones who've hung out. It's reached that time of the show, people. If you stop by on a weekly basis, you know the deal. This is that time of the episode where I need you to reach over, gather up all y'all shit. Need y'all to go put y'all's chairs away, and I need y'all to get the fuck out of here.